listeners and readers of AwardsWatch.com. This is AwardsWatch Podcast, episode 338. I'm your executive editor, Ryan McQuade, and joining me today is our editor-in-chief, Erik Anderson.
Hello, everyone.
Our associate editor, Sophia Ciminello.
All I want out of life is a 30 share and a 20 rating.
Dan Bear.
I'm fine as hell, and I will be taking it more.
Jay Ledbetter.
Hey, everybody. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe.
And Josh Parham.
Hello.
It has been 2 weeks since you heard the majority of the voices here, and it is a brand new season. Everyone's been well rested, going to film festivals, taking some time off after the long 2026 Oscar season. And we decided what better way, as we always do, is to come back and do an Oscar retrospective. And we are doing it over the films of 1976, the 49th Academy Awards. Full house here today. Super excited to talk about these movies. A very interesting, maybe top-heavy year of film. Was that what I heard before we started this episode from Erik and others? Was that this is a very
interesting
that was an out of context comment, Ryan, that had nothing to do
that was
with
off the record.
films.
Bernstein would not have published that.
Also, fair, yeah.
Coming straight from Deep Throat. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just, get the red pen out and mark off those comments from there. The ceremony for everybody out there was held on March 28th, 1977. So for all you people out there the last couple of weeks fucking talking about the Oscars being late, welcome to how they used to be, which was later than what they are now. Erik, for yourself, what was 1977-76 like when these movies came out?
I was like 5.
Did you not go to the theater?
I did, yeah.
Did you
I
see
didn't
Cousin
see
Kazim?
Taxi Driver, or
it's like-
I don't think I did. I maybe saw Rocky, but I don't remember it. My dad definitely would have taken me to see Rocky,
Yeah.
not Network.
Not
My
Network?
mother would take me to see Network, though.
That would have been great.
But would they have taken you to see Freaky Friday?
Oh, I definitely saw Freaky Friday, and we will be
Yeah.
talking about that later.
All right,
Yes.
So let me just come at this from the perspective of the non-Oscars enthusiast.
Here he comes,
I currently
folks.
see hosted by Richard Pryor, Ellen Burstyn, Jane Fonda, and Warren Beatty, produced by William Friedkin. What the hell was going on? Was this a 5-star masterpiece?
No,
No.
Okay.
no,
No.
Nope,
it was not.
No.
If I was thinking about that when I was watching the Oscars from this year on YouTube, that if we would have, been doing our show as we do as an Oscars recap right after, we would have had many critiques about the hosting, especially the painful costume design segment. Richard Pryor, oof. It's a rough hosting go,
Who did
especially
it?
there.
Who did it worse, Sophia?
Wow.
Friedkin or Soderbergh?
Oh, Soderbergh.
wow.
I mean, that
Yeah.
is just not even.
It's kind of
We
what.
can't even.
It's kind of like
do
almost
that.
the
Well,
comp a little bit.
Friedkin was not the director of
No.
this ceremony. That was
True.
Marty Pasetta, who
Yeah.
is one of my favorite directors.
He's no Marty Supreme.
No,
I don't know about that.
no.
He was the producer of the Elvis Presley concert special Aloha from Hawaii via satellite in 1973, which I remember fondly.
There you go.
So his job was to record it, like press record
just
on
hit
the
one button,
Betamax,
and he probably
and
won
then
an Emmy for it. Yeah.
and then send that to the show.
Telecast
Good
was
job. Good
3
for him.
hours and 40 minutes.
I know white people have it
We
easy
used to
now.
be a proper
we had
country.
It so easy back then.
Let me tell
my
you.
God.
And people sat there and watched it and didn't
Yeah.
complain
Yeah.
about it. Like, that was the other thing.
But I mean, to Sophia's point, this melange of multiple hosts, not great, but it was so common and kind of a neat idea because nobody was really given all the pressure of having to really be a full host and song and dance person. But yeah, not great.
Kind of crazy. This was a ceremony held on the same night as the NCAA basketball championship game. No honorary awards were given out that night. It's kind of, man, what a weird fucking year. And then there was like some great movies that were nominated along the way. Josh, how did you prepare for this episode? Did you watch a lot of films? Were there some discoveries there for yourself? What did you learn about the year 1976 in your research and time off in between this and the last episode?
I mean, I try to watch as much as I can. I like to revisit some things that I hadn't seen in a while, and it does give me an excuse to try to cross some things off my list that I haven't seen yet. Voyage of the Damned is a movie that I started about a month ago and forgot to finish. So I think that says a lot about that particular film, but it's always the thing about these retrospectives that I like the most is getting just to go back and either revisit or discover some of these movies, and I really do appreciate that.
Jay, same for you. What were you? I know you did a ton of research. I think Sophia did as well. Erik did none.
Absolutely none.
Dan,
As
Dan's in
is my
between.
usual.
You know, Dan, you did some as well. I know you did.
Little
Jay,
bit.
Jay, what did you discover along the way in 1976?
Oh, I watched a ton of stuff. I think if I would define this year, it would be that there's a lot of movies that I really like and none that I am like super over the moon enthusiastic about. I did, like Josh, almost watch Voyage of the Damned, but famed Faye Dunaway enthusiast and one of my favorite film critics, Sophia Ciminello, said that it was not worth watching. So I stopped that one before
So you
I spent
passed.
2 hours and 35 minutes on that one. But what I did today was I watched two of the most important films that we're going to be talking about today. So it's a very interesting year. Not one. I don't think there's a movie that came out this year that I would say is in my top 100. But there are several movies that I like a lot.
Okay, interesting. Sophia, I know for yourself, you and I were talking behind the scenes, and I know you were rewatching some things and
Yeah.
catching up on some stuff. And I think you found an interesting correlation or tie
Yeah.
to what we just finished up wrapping up a couple weeks ago in 2026 Oscar race.
I mean, I think what was interesting, so I am a big 1970s film history enthusiast. This is my favorite decade in film history, and I made sure I watched all of the films that we'll be talking about today. So everything from the above the line categories. Some of these films have been special to me for a very long time. Carrie, for instance, I saw that for the first time when I was like 8 years old, and it has left a mark on me ever since. Network and All the President's Men, I think, are two of the all-time masterpieces in American film history. So I'm excited to talk about those two really being in the same film year and what that means. And Rocky, I mean, being this big blockbuster that isn't so much, I think, a feel-good movie for us today, but was certainly a feel-good movie of the 70s based on what came out then. But as I was thinking about this year, I reflected back on this past Oscar race and thought about how often people were talking about how this run that we're on now with the Oscars feels similar to the 70s. We've had really unique Best Picture winners, some coronations of particular directors, and this past year I felt had a lot of similarities to the 1976 movie year and the Oscar ceremony. They just went with different winners. And we can talk about that, I think, when we get to picture and how I think that outcome would be very different today than what we saw actually in 1976. But you also, like, even looking at supporting actress, for instance, you have a bonkers out there horror performance there. And I was thinking about that, of how Amy Madigan managed to win this year, but Piper Laurie couldn't make that come to fruition
Good
this
point.
year. And what Best Actor looked like, and would that be different this year? Would the Academy today go with Faye Dunaway? It really got me thinking, I think, a lot about One Battle After Another and Sinners 2 being these two major movies in the race, and what happens when multiple films end up winning several awards. And you kind of scratch your head and think, like, how close was it? Because you could make a case for a few films, I think, in this year too, that were in the runner-up position. Maybe there were two runners up, really. We'll talk about it. But yeah, I found a lot of parallels and similarities to this past year's race.
A fascinating kind of look. I saw that as well, and really how very much also the 70s were embracing international features much like how we are now with the expansion of the international branch and getting to see, really
Too
two
much,
of the,
too much though. Too French.
You think so? Too French?
Too much.
Too
But
French?
not
How
Italian
do we-
enough, right, Jay?
Look, Italy was hitting, and France missed me with that. Let me say
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Jay, big Jacob the Liar fan this year, right?
Absolutely, yeah, one of my favorites.
I knew it would be.
Before we get into the top 8 categories and play our fun game here and start changing a lot, or maybe we won't change a lot. I don't know. This is going to be maybe a contentious episode. We've got 6 in here, and usually when we have more than 6 or we have more than 4 or 5, it starts. There's going to be I feel like a lot of survivor game tactics being.
I smell
played
a
today.
4-hour episode.
I hope so. But Dan, for yourself, below the line, I was curious about if a category stuck out to you, as well as also your thoughts on 1976 as a whole, my friend.
I mean, 1976 is a year
Okay.
that
All right.
exists in the
Okay.
film world, and it's one of those years. I know we kind of danced around it, but I really do think it is top heavy. Like, for the most part, it feels like the Oscars really did nominate the films from this year that are worth remembering, and that I think is always nice. Of course, there are always some like films that got released that are just like not on the Academy's radar, and I'm sure we'll talk about some of those just because like they don't go for family films or comedies, or even if they will go for a horror performance every now and then if the movie breaks through. So there's still some things, but most of the part for these movies looking at what they nominated at the Academy Awards, and I was like, yeah, that's that year. That's that year. That's what we had and what's worth saving. As for what a below the line category that I really want to highlight, there are a couple, but I think the one that it makes me laugh is the best original song category this year. I Gonna Fly Now, which is basically no lyrics, and Ave Satani getting nominated for best original song is just insane. And of course, losing to Barbara Streisand, any song this year would lose to Evergreen, a beautiful song. Never mind the film that it's part of. But
Not a big-
the nominees this
Not
year,
a fan of the 76 A Star is Born? Not your favorite?
it is, I think, pretty easily the worst version of that story.
I don't know. Seems like, well, maybe.
I mean, one is
we'll talk about
worse.
that when we get to Best Picture.
We'll talk about that later.
I'll have
So
my day.
maybe,
in court.
Look, no movie that features surprise Gary Busey is ever going to be competing for Best Picture.
that seems like a star bump for Jay and myself, honestly.
That is best actor nominee Gary Busey to you.
Yeah,
Daniel
exactly.
Bear.
Sophia, below the line category that caught your eye.
Yeah, I mean the music categories and just the Omen's presence there, winning original score for Jerry Goldsmith and Ave Satani being nominated, just crazy. But what is going on in cinematography? Because Gordon Willis is not here. And I know this is the story of many an Oscar ceremony in his career, but the way that DC looks and those offices and the newsroom looks in All the President's Men
Drab,
should be
boring,
a winner. Should be a winner.
uninteresting.
Haskell Wexler's work on Bound for Glory is beautiful, but another Gordon Willis omission here. And also Taxi Driver's not here either, and I think that has pretty fantastic cinematography. Michael Chapman there. So truly what is going on?
Yeah. Jay?
No, I mean for me it is cinematography. There are, as a not Oscar enthusiast, aim like All the President's Men not being here is like a disqualifying thing for the Oscars existing in the first place. It's just like if you watch that movie and you're like, this wasn't nominated for cinematography, but King Kong was, and you're like, oh, so we shouldn't take this seriously at all, right? It's crazy. It seems to be confusing to a certain extent, production design and cinematography. Bound for Glory, I mean, from a historical perspective, the introduction of the Steadicam is an incredibly important nomination and win. I totally understand why that would have won for the time. Incredibly important. But there are some omissions here that do sort of boggle the mind.
Totally agree with you both on that. Josh, category for yourself, sir?
Yeah, well, the two that were at the top of my list were already taken. Because
Oh,
I was going to do original song and I was
sorry.
going to do cinematography. No, it's all right. I'm glad those got highlighted. Because I'll just say that literally before we started recording, I just finished watching Fellini's Casanova, which as a movie, like, I enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect, but those costumes are definitely something. They were incredibly creative and vibrant. It kind of reminded me of the like fantasy Matteo Garrone movies that came out recently, like Pinocchio and
Hmm.
Tale of Tales, which I really loved the craft work in that movie. So yeah, Fellini's Casanova was a movie I had not seen before, but yeah, from a craft perspective, it really, really inventive and creative designs there. That element I did enjoy quite a bit.
Yes, I totally agree with you. For my category, I mean, it's got to be best sound. Giving it to All the President's Men. That may seem like maybe a layup at the time, like, but that's movie is so built off of its sound work and the tension that Bakula builds off in that movie from it. Very cool. Wouldn't seem like the type of win that even nowadays we would give it to. I mean, Rocky's right there. It kind of feels like they would have given it to that or something bigger for them to give it to this type of film. That's a really, really great and inspired choice by the Academy at the time. It means that, I mean, obviously it means that they were paying attention to this movie and it was very popular because it won a ton of Oscars, but for it to have best sound in its collection, I think is actually really, really awesome. Sophia, you're going to say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, I love the sound win too because it has so many of my favorite sound moments really of the year. I think of that moment when Carl Bernstein is talking to that woman on the roof of like that at that restaurant and the plane goes by and you just hear the plane and you
It's
can't really hear
so
what
loud.
she's saying and it's so loud. It's so good.
He starts
'Cause it's like
yelling.
I think any other filmmaker would, not want that sound there, but I think that feeling and that vibe captures so much of what it would feel like to work in DC at that time. And it's just perfect. So
Well,
those
all
little
those
choices and the phone calls,
I was going to
so
say the
good.
phone calls, but
Yeah.
then obviously the non-phone call towards the end of the film when they believe that they're being bugged and the music's being played up, and even the movie starts with the loud, pounding of the
Mhm.
typewriter there, like, and it sets you exactly right into the tension of that film. Like it's such a sound heavy film, and that's just Pakula in general. Eric, was there a
It
category
kind of
for yourself?
reminds me of the Zone of Interest sound win, where
Yes.
it was such an integral part of the film, and voters really recognized that over
Hmm.
what you could pick
Or
for
traditional
something that
picks. Yeah.
was, yeah, and like what we had here with King Kong and Rocky and
Loud guns, explosions,
all of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep. 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 Yep.
My category would be a category that I wish still existed, and that is original song score or its adaptation or adaptation score. I love this category because it's a little bit of a cheat sometimes. Um, this is a wonky, weird trio of films with Bound for Glory, Bugsy Malone, and A Star Is Born. Honestly, anytime a Bugsy Malone can get a shout out in any award sphere, I'm in favor of. It's terrible and I hate it, but I love it so, so much. I love that Paul Williams is here and then he wins for A Star Is Born. Cool category.
Cool
Okay, so
category.
here's my question. What the hell is that category? What does that mean?
It's just, well, it's weird that it even lists kind of original song score because it's was mostly meant for kind of like how the Tonys have when they do revivals. That whole section where you have this already existing material, but this is a new version of it, or sometimes it's like album based, the way that like Prince won his Oscar.
So could I throw in like a movie I like from this year, Bad News Bears uses of classic compositions? Could I throw in their utilization of Mozart and Beethoven as
No.
I've always thought of it more as like the original score category is for things that are not musicals. Like they don't
Yeah.
have like, and
Yeah.
then the adaptation or original song score
Mm.
is for musicals. It's like
Oh.
A Star
It's
Is
not
Born.
for like it's not
is
for
a
like needle
musical.
drops.
Right.
No,
Bound for Glory.
no.
It's
Okay,
original
got it,
music.
Like for
Original
it would be
music.
like for Wicked now. You know?
That would be like
Right.
a music supervisor.
Got it.
But
got
yeah,
I
it.
always kind of
you're
thought it
right.
would be
This is-
like a great place to put like sequels. You know what I mean? Because because then you could have just shoved John Williams in that category probably like for the rest of our lives if it still existed. You know what I mean? Because like
And then he'd be winning still.
exactly.
yeah, that wouldn't change his wins, and then this category would never go away.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Or like, when Dune 2 got eliminated a couple of years ago, like that would have been a perfect place to like shove it in. You know what I mean? Like that's what it kind of like. It feels like an adapted screen, like what we do in adapted
Yeah.
screenplay, where like the
It's
before.
more for like Wicked. Like
Yeah.
Wicked would
Yeah.
go here.
yeah,
That's
like
the perfect place for it.
I always kind of figured like
Exactly.
well,
Well,
That would be
like
great.
the
The more
before.
Oscars for Wicked, the better.
They did that just for you.
I do just want to say on Bugsy Malone that I also watched that movie when I was a kid and loved it. And Paul Williams was a name that I knew as a child, mainly because he voiced the Penguin on the Batman cartoon series. So, and he showed up in a Planet of the Apes movie. So I was kind of obsessed with him. And I also love that he's nominated, and he got Burgess Meredith nominated, another Penguin. So we got two Penguins
There you go.
nominated for the Oscars this
Two
year.
penguins.
I love Paul Williams. What a
Yeah.
wild career, especially in this decade.
I love
Phantom
it.
of the Paradise is a masterpiece.
That's it right there. Phantom of the Paradise. Exactly.
Love it.
What
Love
convinced Piper Laurie to do Carrie? Fun fact.
Yeah.
it. There you go. All right. Shall we do the top 8? Shall we do?
Let's do it.
All right.
Do it.
For anyone that hasn't ever listened to a retrospective before, we will be now playing Shoulda Coulda Woulda game here for the Awards Watch team. Essentially, what we will be doing is we will be taking the top 8 categories, and we have 2 replacements for every category here today, except Best Picture, because it's a year of 5. We have 3. We do not have to replace anything if we don't want to. Of course, we can. Once we take out anyone that has been nominated, we replace them with our personal preferences that we vote on here as a team, and then we revote to see who really should have had those Oscars. And we do that all the way. We've done this now for the last couple of years, and this is always fun when we get to have a big group here. 1976, we're about to start. Are you guys ready?
It is all
Yes.
ever be, man.
All right. Jay, I'm going to start with you.
All right.
Let's do best writing. I'm just going to say best original screenplay. I'm not going to read the whole thing. And unless Jay, you want to read the whole thing for everybody here today.
You read the whole thing, Jay.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get up there. All right. Best writing. Screenplay written directly for the screen, based on factual material or on story material not previously published or produced.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. And the nominees were?
Network. Kazin, is that right?
Cousin.
Is that French? Is that French enough? I don't know. Whatever. It's getting eliminated, so it doesn't matter. The Front, Rocky, and 7 Beauties.
All right. Okay.
What a list.
So open up to the group. Remember, 2 eliminations. Up to 2, at least. We don't have to eliminate 2 if we don't want to. But I kind of feel like Jay's already put the cards out on a table for one film that might get eliminated.
And
Because
They can get rid of
It
those
should.
horny French cousins.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's one. Everybody agrees on that. Anything else?
I didn't get to the front. I didn't
get to
see
the front
that
either.
one,
I'm with
so
Josh on that
not,
one.
I'm not sure
Okay.
if it's worthy to be eliminated.
Sophia?
I mean, I if we have better replacements, I think we can cut it, but I don't think it's actually a bad nomination. It is funny because at the beginning you have multiple actors who are in Manhattan, which kind of threw me. It feels like this kind of offshoot of a Woody Allen movie, but it's not. Your mileage may vary because he is the star of this movie, but it actually manages the tonal shift very well. So I'm not passionate about its inclusion, but I don't know. It depends what we have, I think, as potential replacements. I have at least one that I think needs to be here, but otherwise, I don't have too many original screenplays
I
on the
will
list.
also just load my ammo up front. Bit of a Rocky hater, so whenever you want to replace Rocky, I'm here for it.
You want to have that conversation now, Jay?
Now?
About Rocky?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought we were going to
Oh,
wait
Rocky
I thought we were
hater.
gonna wait
Wow,
till
we're gonna
Talia
just
Shire.
to do that.
Just
Wow.
going to get it off the
Okay.
top. Jay, why are you?
I'd be because it's not that good of a movie. Bad News Bears is a better underdog sports movie from 1976.
Okay,
I did
let's
have
not
that
get
on my
ahead
writing
of
short list.
ourselves.
I did.
Bad News
I did
Bears
have
That
it
feels
on my
like
list.
something I
Bad
would have
News Bears
said.
is
I can't
better than
believe Jay
Rocky.
is saying this.
Yeah,
I had to
I-
watch Bad News Bears so often as a
Wait,
kid.
Jay,
My
are
dad
you
loves this movie.
are
It's
you
so
like
good. I love
some
it.
people out there in the world? You believe that some of the Rocky sequels are better than Rocky itself, or you just don't like the property as a whole?
I think the property as a whole is pretty mediocre.
So do you think that like when Coogler got to Creed, that's when those movies actually were good?
I think
or
Creed 1 is the best Rocky or Rocky adjacent movie ever made, and I don't think it's particularly close.
okay,
Wow.
that's a very wow.
Okay.
Coming out
So,
swinging
you
on
know,
this episode. We
And
kind
that's
of
the
like it.
straight guy who said that.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's
This is like, and a dad too. So like, this is
Probably the
like
least
this.
likely
Oh,
of
this
us
is his
saying.
movie to like.
Allegedly.
that was the twist
Shocked.
none of us were
I
expecting.
didn't.
Yeah,
see
I
it.
did not see that coming.
I didn't see that one coming at all. But okay, do we want to yellow the front? And obviously, Cousin Cuisine is out, so we can get that out of the way. Yellow
That's gotta go.
yellow the
Yeah.
front, and then we can
Let's
come
see
back
what
to
we
it.
come up with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I
and
say
then
just let it go, but
There's
I
a movie
mean-
called Taxi Driver that came out this year that I think is probably up for consideration.
you think so, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there's the straight man's opinion coming right back out. There
I'm
after
not
the
Taxi
Rocky.
Driver is like not even in my top like 10 Scorsese, but it's
But
better
you like
than
Paul Schrader, and
freaking
he's
Rocky.
the
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
the writer there.
Mhm.
Paul
Well,
Schrader
he
he
likes-
actually is
He
he's-
likes
he
Paul
lives, he
Schrader's
lives in my
politics.
bonus room above my garage right now. He's going
Yeah.
through hard times,
Yeah, he's
but
going through
we're
some-
good buddies.
Exactly. They hang out on the weekends.
Yeah.
They're in Atlanta together. They follow each
anyway,
other on
that's
Facebook.
the straight perspective. But
Exactly.
for the gay perspective, can we have some love for Murder by Death, please?
Also on my list. It's a really, really
So
funny
funny.
movie.
Yep.
so
Yeah.
funny.
I mean, I think you have to put Mikey and Nicky up for consideration. Elaine May, despite the fact that that is her least scripted movie in an
Mhm.
explicit sense, I think her trademark is still there entirely.
See, I see that movie more as like a directorial achievement.
Well,
than
I
anything,
think I agree
but
with
I
that in
agree,
general.
yeah.
But
I agree with you.
I wouldn't be mad if Killing of a Chinese Bookie was
I thank you, Eric.
part of the
Thank you.
conversation.
similar conversation as
In a
the
few
Elaine May thing, where
categories.
it's like, is that
Yeah.
mostly
It's-
like a directed movie?
Well,
Hmm.
yeah. hmm.
I think
I
There's
just
a lot of
am I the
writer
like
director
quickly,
movies here, though.
am I the only one who watched The Front? Because in that case, we can cut it. If it's like we're passionate about other things that are just bubbling around, I think that's fine.
I think probably.
Yeah.
It does.
Front, I
It
was
does
rewatch- I
feel
rewatched
like
Mad
a,
Men.
Not
like
gonna
a
be-
default Woody Allen movie sometimes.
It does. Yeah.
And even the subject feels like he thought, hey, I'm going to put a little tiny bit of this in Annie Hall next. Just
Mhm.
the communism and the
Yes.
the meetings and stuff. I'm like, all right, there's a little bit of that in here.
Yale from Manhattan in the beginning. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
very much.
Yeah. So we can cut those two. I feel like we should keep Rocky.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say keep Rocky, which is not something I would have expected to say.
I honestly thought that it would be out of here.
Jay hates France and the USA.
One child. We gotta be call me one of the Kardashian girls because I want to get rid of Rocky. They dated for a while, right? I think that's not a
Oh
thing.
my God.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Okay.
That
Anyway,
was a
we
long
have
way
to
to
move
get
on
there,
now.
Jay.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Wow.
I got one other movie that I want to throw out that I don't think will get support, but it's important to me because it's another movie that I loved when I was 8 years old, and that's The Omen.
Oh
Yeah, I was
my
gonna
I
say-
have
God.
The Omen on my list. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
have The
very it's iconic. I don't think that movie's
It's
that
all
good.
for you,
but it has
Damien.
Sustained, yeah.
Movie's great. I love
Line
it.
reading of the year.
Oh, it's so good.
Sorry, Peter Finch.
Anything else? Anything else you guys want to consider?
I mean, Murder by Death takes a really great like comedy spot that like silent movie I think would be pretty fun too.
I also
Silver
love
Streak.
silent
Yeah,
movie.
I really like silent movie a lot.
That will come up for me later.
Yes.
All right. So
All right. So here are the films that we rattled off here in this conversation: Taxi Driver, Murder by Death, Mikey and Nicky, Murder of a Chinese Bookie, The Omen, Silent Movie. Anything else?
And the Bad News Bears.
And the Bad News
Yeah.
Bears. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Taxi Driver in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
Taxi Driver's got to be.
Yeah.
One of the great first person character studies.
Yes.
And then what's the other one that we're going in for I guess we're just replacing the front because it's the lesser scene of the
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
we'll get rid of
Yeah,
the
we'll
front
get rid
in
of the
the
front.
name of
In the name of,
Mm.
I would go with
Just
The
go
Omen.
around and vote. Go around and vote.
Yeah, let's do round one voting. Just
Okay.
before discussion.
All right, Josh.
Murder by Death.
Murder by Death. Eric.
Bad News Bears.
Okay. All right. Dan.
Murder by Death.
Sophia.
I'm gonna go Bad News Bears.
Jay.
wow. I was gonna go Mikey and Nicky.
Okay. I was going to go The Omen.
Oh my God.
But
we're stuck.
So
If
Well, I
I'm
guess-
breaking the tie between those two,
Jay
I'm
and
going
Ryan
Bad
have
News
to break
Bears.
the tie.
then I'll
Yeah,
do the Bad
I'm
News
going Bad
Bears.
News Bears.
Yeah, we'll go with
All right,
Bad News Bears.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love it when kids say slurs.
Yeah.
What can you say? We love it.
I
So
did
it's-
not see this coming.
The Bad News Bears, Taxi Driver, Network, Rocky, Seven Beauties. Jay, back to you. What do you get the Oscar to?
Oh boy. You know what? I'm going to go with a movie that I saw for the first time this week. I'm going with Seven Beauties, a film that is like so subversive, so transgressive. I found to be shocking in ways that weren't just for the sake of shock, but were for the sake of sitting my ass down and telling me about how the world works, man. I love Seven Beauties a lot. I will give that my my vote.
It's a great film. It is a great film. I'm sure it's going to get a lot of love here today from you, buddy. Josh, your pick.
I am going with the Oscar winner for Network. I just think that's an amazing screenplay. Rewatching it was like, I can't believe this is a 50-year-old movie and we're still talking about the same stuff. Yeah, Patty Chayefsky, genius. It's very clearly the one I'm voting for.
Unlike Jay, a couple of years ago, I rewatched Network and it like opened up for me big time. And I think that this movie is a 5-star masterpiece, and it has so much to do with this
I'm really happy for you guys.
incredible screenplay that Patty Chayefsky wrote here. This is going to be the theme of a couple of films here today, where it's like these movies are still relevant, and I'm kind of mad that they still are because of the world that we live in. It's not because of the quality of the films or what was written on the page. It's that our world really hasn't changed that much. And Network, I think, is one of the best screenplays ever. So I will be voting for it as well. Erik?
Okay. I mean, I love that we went through the performative, taking nominees out and putting new ones in, but the answer is Network, and it will always have been Network from the beginning, period.
This is turning into the Ordinary People episode.
Dan?
Already. I'm not feeling good.
Hey, look, I'm sorry that Jay has bad taste when it comes to screenplays, but like Patty Chayefsky's dialogue in Network is just some of the best that has ever been written for the cinematic
Network would
medium.
probably be my number 2, to be clear.
I'm so sorry about it. It's just clearly
seems like a
far and away
backpedal,
the best
Jay.
one. It is. Then that's my vote.
Sophia,
Okay.
I have no idea what you're about to pick here. So shock the world with what you're going to pick.
The vintage poster of Network behind me wasn't a dead giveaway. No, I'm going with the movie where we hear, I don't want your menopausal decay and death. And I'm sorry I impugned your coxmanship. We're going with network.
That is a great scene.
Patty Chayefsky dialogue. I mean, 1976 is up there with 1950, where the Oscars got it right in both screenplay categories. Not to step on my next answer, but it's obviously network.
Network wins. Almost a sweep.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Jay.
Network's a great screenplay. I feel a tide.
You feel a tide?
I've got my feet in the sand at the beach, and there's a tsunami coming my way, and I'm a little scared.
Well, maybe not. You don't know. Be optimistic. We got a long show to go.
There's
Josh.
one other film with a lot of white men in it that could turn it upside down.
Oh, and you just love when movies have
see.
a lot of white.
We'll talk
men
about it in the next category.
Josh, best adapted screenplay.
Yes, which is best writing screenplay based on material from another medium.
Correct.
Is the official title.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah. So we have All the President's Men, which was the winner, Bound for Glory, Fellini's Casanova, The 7% Solution, and Voyage of the Damned.
Okay, so we can just start eliminating things really quickly here.
Voyage of the Damned.
Eliminate.
We can get that out of here.
From what I have seen, I agree.
Bound for Glory, we could kick out.
No.
No, I would.
I haven't seen
No.
Fellini's Casanova or Voyage of the Damned. I think universally people who have seen Voyage of the Damned sort of dismiss it. So let's get rid of that one.
That's
Well,
a
Josh
count.
didn't even finish
The
it.
7% Solution is actually a pretty clever movie.
Yeah.
It's got stuff.
It is.
I like it.
I haven't seen Casanova.
Low tier.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
and
would.
Bound for
I
Glory
would kick out
is
Fellini's Casanova.
I would as well.
Okay.
I would as well.
Get rid of
Yeah.
it. Get it out.
For the
The
writing,
writing is
I
not the
think.
strong suit of that movie.
Yeah. It's interesting because it was screening at AFI because Guillermo del Toro programmed it along with Frankenstein.
Well, that's a
Oh, he
red
did.
flag.
Yeah.
And it kind of fits, right? Like the texts are beautiful. The writing leaves a lot to be desired.
Great gowns.
Another
beautiful gowns.
another
Yeah.
connection
Mhm.
from this year that we're
Yeah.
talking about to last year in real
There's
time.
a more than a handful, really.
Oh, there is.
Just
There
kind
is.
of little.
Okay, so
Interesting.
we're getting rid of Voyage of the Damned and Fellini's Casanova. What are we throwing out here, folks?
Carrie
Carrie.
in.
Carrie.
Yes.
Okay.
Call me the 2004 Democratic ticket because I'm bringing forward Carrie.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
See, you can't say this day is going to be boring when you're delivering shit like that. Okay.
I'm bringing Carrie to the table.
There you go. Thank you, buddy.
What about Freaky Friday?
Freaky Friday. We'll throw that out there.
Wouldn't be mad at that.
I mean, Marathon Man is up for consideration. Not a movie I'm in love with, but
Also
Yeah.
William Goldman.
Outlaw
Yeah.
Josie
Yeah.
Wells.
The Man Who Fell to Earth
Yeah, thank you, Erik.
is
Brilliant.
on my list in a few places.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I would also go to bat for In the Realm of the Senses. Based on
Oh
the
gosh.
novel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Does that qualify? Judges? Okay. Just making sure. Was it released?
So,
Pretty sure it was this year.
I think so.
By the way, did we ever litigate if Jean Dielman counted for this year or
It
not?
doesn't count. It doesn't
Oh,
come out till
no.
83 in the US.
83 in the US. Okay. All right. Well, you try to throw a
this
masterpiece.
would have
in
been
there.
would have been a very different conversation.
Yes, it would have been. Well, that would have been was that been original? That would have been original.
Original.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that was based on the world.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jay. Jay, you said Marathon Man?
Yeah, maybe. Not
Okay.
enthusiastic about it, but
Marathon Maybe Man? Okay.
Has anyone said
Um,
Logan's Run?
Logan's. You just did.
I mean,
Logan's Run.
sure.
Yeah.
it is certainly a nominee. It is up for nomination.
It is an adapted screenplay.
It is
Yes,
a movie that is
It
adapted.
is that.
What if Logan ran?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is an underseen movie in this group, but The Bingo Long, Traveling All-Stars, and Motor Kings is a movie that I really do love. But
I
I'm
have
guessing
not
that
seen
a
it.
lot of people have seen this one.
Not seen that one, Josh.
It's a good
Okay.
movie.
I haven't.
Check it out.
Nobody
Lindsay
never
Williams,
seen it. I
James
love
Put it on the
Earl
watch
Jones,
list.
Richard Pryor.
What did you say? Like Airbud,
Oh, wow.
basketball, and
Yeah.
fast cars?
Which
Is
one,
that what it's called?
Josh?
It is called The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings.
Man, I'm gonna write this down.
Wow.
I mean, this cast is great. Billy Dee Williams, James Earl Jones, Richard Pryor, Mabel King.
Love it. All right.
It's good comedy.
So we have Carrie. What? None of the rest of you saw that film. I'm not being mean to Josh. I'm just saying.
No, that
was
wasn't
just-
No,
about that.
actually, here's the thing. Carrie is the exception. Carrie is the one De Palma movie that I unabashedly love.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, he got it
Oh.
out of the way early for you.
I'm a huge De Palma fan.
Huge.
Look, big year for
Yeah.
split diopters.
Yeah. Man, they were.
Big year for split
It
diopters.
was running the town, wasn't it, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay. So Carrie's pretty easily in.
Yeah.
Carrie's the taxi driver of this category.
Hmm.
Carrie, you slide in for Voyage of the Damned, and then the other one is entirely up for debate because I'm not
Yeah.
sure what.
We have
anyone
Freaky
is
Friday, The Man Who
enthusiastic
Fell
about.
from Earth, In the Realm of the Census, Marathon Man, Logan's Run, Outlaw Josie Wills. There was one more that somebody else said. I can't remember what it was. I might be.
It was
missing-
Airbud,
Airbud.
basketball
Thank you.
playing,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
running fast down the street. I
There
think
you
was the name of it.
Good job. That's good.
Just,
You just
Playing
know that
games
Josh is going to
here.
get back at you one of these days for making that joke.
yeah, he is.
Okay. Let's go around the horn here. Josh, what would be your vote for the last one? You can vote anything.
I think Marathon Man.
Marathon Man. Okay. Erik.
The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Man Who Fell to Earth. Okay. Dan.
And who fell to earth?
Okay. Sophia.
The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Ooh, all right. Jay.
Yeah.
I'm going to abstain out of respect for Airbud, the guy who read well, and the people who loved him additionally.
All right.
Is this the comedy rule of three, Jay? Because that's the last one
That's
you
the
get.
last one you can't
This
use.
is
Guess
an
what? We're
angry
going.
tweet
Well,
to
guess
write
what? We're
about
about to
the
go to the
Erica
next
Kirk
category.
parody that just happened.
The Man Who Fell for Earth is our winner here. I'm not even gonna I'm just gonna move us on. I'm so sorry, Josh. That was such a jerk move by him. I apologize for him.
What is it called?
Don't do
mother.
it. Don't do it, Josh. You let him listen. Let it. Don't let it.
We're
don't-
back in 1976 for sure right now. Yeah.
All right. The Man Who Fell from Earth, Carrie, All the President's Men, Bound for Glory, and 7% Solution. That's what we have here. Josh, what's our winner?
It's All the President's Men.
Okay, thank you very much. It's All the President's Men for me as well. Erik,
Just like the previous category, shenanigans, because it's all the President's Men.
correct. Dan,
Would be shocked if it didn't sweep this category.
Sophia.
I'm going to read a quote from it that I loved on this watch,
Thank you, Sophia.
which is all these neat little houses and all those nice little streets. It's hard to believe that something's wrong in some of those little houses. No, it's not. Or sorry, no, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
It has to be All the President's Men. Perfect screenplay.
Jay,
I am going to go with the film All the President's Men.
thank you very much. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Good.
Thank God.
1, 2, 3. A clean
Normalcy has returned.
sweep for all
What
the
is that
President's
other
Men.
one called? I'm trying to find it.
Nobody help him here.
Take it in chat, Jay Ledbetter.
Jesus Christ. Erik,
Yes.
best supporting actor, please save us.
Okay. Best actor in a supporting role. We have Jason Robards for All the President's Men. He was the winner. Ned Beatty for Network. Burgess Meredith for Rocky. Laurence Olivier, or Sir Laurence Olivier, if you will,
Get it
for
right.
Marathon Man.
For nasty.
And Burt Young for Rocky.
What a year for Ned Beatty, by the way, being in 2 of these big films, because he's also in All the President's Men. For
Sure.
half a
I mean, he's no Jodie Foster, but
he
sure.
sure is.
That's
Can we
Who had
can we
3?
all just
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
up front that Laurence Olivier does nothing in Marathon Man?
I disagree.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
No.
Jay, you're really just coming in here
I'm
to
putting
just
him
get.
in amateur mode. I'm putting Burt Young absolutely on the chopping block.
I love how
Oh,
Sophia.
Burt Young.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I love Sophia
Just
just came in there as a Wimby SWAT and just slapped that ball right
Burt
in your
Young
face.
would be my first person to eliminate.
Yeah, we can get rid of.
Sports reference.
So
Yes.
let's go to Burt Young out, and then go to the who's next. Is the
I
other
mean,
Rocky?
Laurence Olivier probably would be next for me, but I still think it's a great performance for him. And it's iconic in his filmography. Just when it
Yes.
comes in his filmography, he's a great villain, I think. He also was
Yep.
undergoing extensive cancer treatments during it. And really, I think, I don't know, he did it. I think he did a great job.
I'm gonna be the
I think so too.
I'll be the
He did
controversial
good
person.
doing something that was good
What do you
doing us
mean,
to do
Rick?
little.
I'd be the
Are
controversial.
you
opinion.
going to try and kick out Burgess Meredith or something?
No, I wouldn't kick out Burgess
You're
Meredith.
gonna pick out Robards?
Okay.
No,
No, God, no.
I was like, okay, that
I'm
would be
an idiot.
controversial.
like just. I would
Just, like,
kick out.
putting things out in the universe.
I kick out Nate Betty. That's what I do because I think that
Mm.
it's. I'm like there are other people from Network. There's another performance from Network that I would put
that
in.
is fair.
I was leaning towards Ned Beatty as well.
Thank you. I would consider that.
I would go,
But
my
also
bottom
Olivier
three
would be
are
up there as
Meredith,
well, too.
Olivier, and Burt Young. Burt Young is out.
There's only two saves for me. It would be Meredith and it would be Robards. The rest could go.
Burgess
Yeah.
Meredith I don't really care about. Honestly, the only one I care about is Robards.
Robards. Yeah.
Love that guy.
You can just keep him around.
I don't want to kick out Ned Beatty. I don't want to.
You don't
have
Laurence
to.
Olivier either.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I'd be fine getting rid of Olivier too, because I'm not an Olivier fan anyway.
Not a big fan of the movie. Like the movie's fine.
If you were telling me to get rid of two, I'd be Burt Young and Laurence Olivier. Get out of here.
I think that might be the way actually I'll go at the end of the day.
How many do we have on the list to put in?
Well, that is the thing. It's not a super long list.
It's
We
not.
can replacements.
We can.
The entire
maybe
rest
we
of
do
the
that
cast of
first.
Network and all the presidents.
And all the
Men.
presidents, men, yeah.
See, I mean, like the guy that I have on here is Charles Grodin in King Kong, but I know I'm not getting him on here.
Oh my
He's
god!
so good.
I love having you on these podcasts,
Mm.
Jay. The perspective you bring is just so valuable and underheard.
Charles Grodin is phenomenal in King Kong, a bad movie. People can be great in bad movies.
That's
Yes,
very
they
true.
can.
Yeah.
Yes, they
But
can.
Duvall, I think in Network and in 7% Solution, I think he's phenomenal in. I almost want to like throw him a bone as like a dual nom.
We've
Mm.
only done that once, and it was for Nicole Kidman. And I don't
Mhm.
think this is the same situation, sadly.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
but if it's between
It's Robert Duvall. Like, come on.
garbage, you know.
Do we want to? Okay, let's go around.
All right.
Because
I
it's
think
it seems like Burt Young is out.
No,
Yes.
Yeah,
If we
Yes.
can find somebody else to plug in,
and it seems like Meredith and Robards are safe from the
Yeah.
group, right?
yes.
now.
So if we have to eliminate, it's between Ned Beatty and the Laurence Olivier.
Well, why don't we figure out who's going to replace him first?
That's true.
I don't
We can do
know.
that.
I mean, that is a good way to kind of reverse engineer it, but
If we even
when we're
need to-
talking about like an alternate performer from Network maybe being better and more deserving, maybe it's just a 1-to-1.
We can have that conversation
We'll see.
in a second.
Yeah.
We can yellow both of
But
those.
that means, but we got to, we
And
gotta
we can
get
make
to
that
two
decision-
replacements to get there.
Exactly. We
probably.
have to
Mhm.
get two replacements. We have to find two replacements. I figure we already have one or two replacement, or at least one replacement.
Who's the little kid who played Damien in The Omen?
Oh hell yes.
Who's that
Yeah,
guy?
he's a good pick.
Yes.
That's a good
He is
pick,
good.
Jay. All
He's a
right.
creepy little kid.
Yeah. He is.
It's Jacoby Jupe.
It's Jacoby.
Another Jupe?
Oh no. It's Daddy Jupe.
Harvey Stevens. Is his name?
Harvey
Oh my
Spencer
God.
Stevens, yeah.
Yeah.
Harvey
Three
Stevens.
names
another
like a
Jupe.
serial killer, of
Mhm.
course.
All right.
I'm honestly pro. I like that. Harvey Keitel and Taxi Driver.
Correct.
Oh
That's,
gosh.
he's so good in that movie. It's terrifying.
I'll say Hal Holbrook and All the President's Men.
Yeah.
I'll say Seymour Cassell in Killing the Chinese Bookie.
Okay.
I was gonna throw out F. Murray Abraham and the Ritz.
I was too, Josh. I watched it per your recommendation, and yes,
Wow.
Tiny Towel.
Mm,
It's a fun
Wow.
movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
These are good. These are good so far. All right. Anybody else?
Those are the
Another
main
man.
ones.
I think it's pretty thin.
It is pretty thin, buddy.
It
Okay.
is. Wait, did we say Robert Duvall?
Robert Duvall and
I threw out Robert Duvall
Okay.
2 potential nominations.
Yeah.
He's very good in the Sherlock movie.
Okay.
I think we're mostly going to consider Network, though.
Yeah,
if I had
No,
to
but
guess.
people love that. I can't. I was walking my dog this morning, and somebody stopped me on the sidewalk and was like, "Have you ever seen the 7% Solution?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" With a name like that grips you like that, I can't believe I haven't seen it before.
Multiple hyphens. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
The
no Air Bud, but yeah.
7% Solution.
Good for you, buddy. I'm glad that your neighborhood is so film versed. It's great.
Yeah,
Okay. I think Duvall in Network.
for Network.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
we're just
Yeah.
replacing,
But I like Ned Beatty. I would keep him.
This is tough.
I would kick out Olivier before I kick out Beatty for sure.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine kicking out Olivier if we want to kick out two.
All right.
Yeah.
let's-
I
I think we sort of
I like
decided
Hal,
that
I
since
like Hal Holbrook too, by the way.
since Burt Young is out by everybody,
We could just put in Duvall.
if we agree that Duvall is in, then should the vote maybe be who between Beatty and Olivier is out?
If they need to be out.
If they need to be at
Oh,
all,
'cause we don't have
who's
to.
next after Duvall?
Well, I would say
Harvey Keitel,
either Keitel, if you want to throw
the kid from The
Um,
Omen.
Harvey Stevens.
That's so
Just for
inspired.
fun.
I love that idea so much.
Like, take out Laurence
I would
Olivier
totally
and put
do
in
that.
Harvey Stevens.
He has
That'd be fun.
stand.
Yeah.
I would probably say Keitel is the more like true performance I'd want to get in, but
Yeah.
Will
That's
Kid from The
true.
Omen is also
No, but
amazing.
Keitel's
I would also
weird.
want to do Harvey
Incredible.
Stevens.
Let's
in
get
them.
weird.
We gave Showgirls Best Picture. We can really do
That is
whatever
true.
we want.
I really love the idea of
We don't have
Harvey
to put
Stevens
Duvall
being
in.
a nominee.
I do too. I want that kid in. I will
Yeah.
go for that if we can create
Okay. Well, then that
an
means
alliance.
But we have
of
that
votes.
means
That's fine.
who gets eliminated? Is it Beatty? Is it Olivier?
That's what I'm
Olivier.
saying. We have
Kick
to
the
decide.
kid out. Kick
Then we have to
Olivier out
vote.
for the kid. That's
Yeah.
funnier.
That's
Honestly, that is a lot
It is
funnier.
funnier.
It is funnier.
yeah.
If
it is
Olivier
funny.
goes out for a child, he
Okay.
would hate that so much.
He would be so fucking mad. No.
I kind of like that idea.
He
I would
ruined
support
Amadeus's
it.
Best Picture win announcement at the Oscars, so that deserves punishment.
Oh, okay. See, Josh digging into the bag for
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Okay. All right. So Harvey Stevens, Robert Duvall, Burgess Meredith, Ned Beatty, and Jason Robards. That's what we have. Yes,
Kind
There
of
you
great,
go.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Erik, who's the winner?
Not to be a broken record, but that was a great conversation. But the answer is Jason Robards.
Dan.
Dan's pumped.
Dan, are you okay?
It's having Duvall in there too that is just like throwing me a little now.
Vote
Yeah.
for him. Come on.
Vote for him if you want him. Vote for him. He's great.
That's what he's there for.
Yeah, honestly,
Well, we did.
It's just very when we didn't even talk about the whole should Beale be in this category instead thing.
Oh, it's an interesting conversation. That Peter Finch should be in this category?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Ooh.
I have heard that argument
that-
many times over the
That
years.
to me sounds like a pretty uninteresting conversation.
I mean,
Honestly-
what it would do is allow for some incredibly snubbed performers
And
to
lead.
get into actor.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
we
I
did
would.
that.
I will say it's a mildly underwhelming supporting lineup. If you throw that in there,
I would say
the lead becomes absolutely cutthroat.
I don't know what you guys think, but
I think Finch's performance is kind of overrated, but we're not there yet.
Oh, here we go.
You keep going. You know what, Jay? I'm going to quote Robards here. If you fuck up again, I'm going to get mad.
The look Sophia gave when you said that, Jay, like I would never want to see that again.
I'm terrified to review.
I would never log on to video for a Zoom again.
I mean, honestly,
Goodness.
I if anyone of the two network leads or would be considered supporting, I've always kind of like Holden is more of the person I would have thought of in that if we were going to have that conversation, not
Finch supporting
because of the back half of the film, but
I feel like
let's call them both lead.
but I think we'll just call them both
that
leads.
I don't want to get into right now.
That's just like I didn't bring it up because
Max,
I felt like it's
Steele and Diana are all leads.
Yeah.
As characters.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yes,
because I think that Duvall and
a dangerous road,
and Beatty are true supporting performances as opposed to just co-leads.
But actor's going to be an interesting conversation because it's kind of loaded.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to. I hope it gets
Finch's
violent.
Performance so much.
You put your cards out on the table. So, Dan, who are you picking?
Yeah, Duvall, I guess. It's really, really hard.
All right. Robert Duvall. Sophia?
Run that baby. It's Jason Robards, easily. I think he's perfect as Ben Bradley. Just that kind of weathered newsman. The fact that he went to set on days when he didn't have any scenes just to establish a presence and freak everyone out. Perfect.
Jay?
Yeah, it's J-Rob for me.
Okay.
Give me Robards.
Give you Robards. Okay. Josh?
Well, as much as I do have some childhood affection for Burgess Meredith, I do have to agree with Jason Robards. Like, he makes so much with very little. Just that stern voice of his.
He's a pillar.
Yeah,
He's a totem.
Makes an impact in every moment. It's incredible.
Jay, there's a moment in All the President's Men when they think they have the story. And Robards tells them they don't have it, and he starts pulling out a red pen and starts marking up his review. After your comments today about network, you should be making sure that Sophia does not review your next or edit your next piece here at AwardsWatch, because that's the feeling you're going to have there in that moment.
No, this is what makes for a great editorial room, is when you have disagreements between great minds who can find a middle ground. That's when
I'm the Ben Bradley.
And you're going to hear all the way from New York all the way to Atlanta, Ledbetter! Just out of nowhere. And you're not going to know what you did wrong, but you know what you did wrong.
As the Robert Redford of AwardsWatch, I take that to heart.
Actually, you're more of the Dustin Hoffman if we're being
okay.
I actually want Sophia to go to your neighborhood now just to intimidate you by being there like Robards. For no reason, just to do it.
Don't come to my door in the middle of the night.
God, Sophia is a famously nasty editor. She'll get you.
God.
Jason Robards keeps his Oscar, a trend that we are seeing today. All right. 3 for 3 so far at keeping theirs. Will we have a replacement in the next category? Dan Bayer.
Be better.
Best supporting actress.
The nominees for Best Actress in a Supporting Role were Jane Alexander in All the President's Men, Jodie Foster in Taxi Driver, Lee Grant in Voyage of the Damned, Piper Laurie in Carrie, and the winner, Beatrice Straight in Network.
In a truly
In a scene-stealing performance.
In a supporting performance.
In a scene.
Yes.
And what a scene.
What a scene.
What a scene.
The biggest question for me in this category is who are the replacements? Because this was not, as an ally, not the greatest year for female performers. They were not given the opportunities that I think they deserve this year.
Okay.
You're on a
roll.
If
your sentence starts with "as an ally," everything after that is going to be gold.
God, that was so like Republican Party coded if there ever was one.
Who are
Very as a father of daughters.
Yeah, exactly, Josh.
who are the potential replacements for what I would describe as a fairly underwhelming lineup here?
Well, you got some gay people here, so we got answers for you.
Bring it on. Let's go. Again, my allegiance is just begging for recommendations.
I have Billy Whitelaw as Mrs. Baylock in The Omen.
Mm-hmm.
She's terrifying.
Okay.
And really good.
Fantastic. Yep.
Yep, she was one. I also really like Betty Buckley in Carrie.
Yes,
I do too.
She's fantastic.
I like
Second
Nancy
Carrie
Allen.
And Nancy Allen
Yeah.
is so good in
Both
it.
of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just so gratifying when she slaps Nancy Allen. It's
Oh,
like,
God.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buckley gets both those great scenes of being like, yes, slapping her, and then like a brutal, awesome death. Buckley is
Iconic.
she's the perfect kind of, I don't know, character and role that really does want to do the right thing. And you can feel it, but it doesn't matter.
Who else?
I love that. Buckley's great.
So are we? Is Lee Grant is out, correct?
Yes.
God,
Do you have
yes.
many,
God.
Voyage of the
I'm sure
Damned
Catherine
news?
Ross will be happy about that news.
Yeah. Would anyone
I mean,
want to
honestly,
go to bat
if
for
I was
Catherine Ross
saying
to take her
next-
spot?
Next man out is Beatrice Straight. Like, can we just talk about that win
I
for
would
a second?
I would agree actually.
100%. 100%
the other
gone.
three more.
That's like one of
Yeah.
the craziest Oscar wins ever. What was happening?
It
People
is.
love that movie. and
Listen,
it's
I love
an
that movie, and most of us do.
incredibly
But it's
memorable
like, what? Like, when you look at it on paper, you're like, who? She won for what?
Yeah.
I really think it's because she spends that whole entire scene going toe to toe with William fucking Holden, and she holds both him and the audience completely in the palm of her hand. You cannot take your eyes off her. She is on fire.
Well,
in that whole
because
scene.
it's her only scene, and she's
It's her
in
only scene,
all
and
of
she
it. So yeah,
absolutely
you can't really
sunk
take your eyes
teeth
off her.
into it.
But I think it's a more of a testament to the screenplay that we have already awarded than it is the
Sure.
performance of my
She's
opinion.
also it helps, I think, that she's maybe the only sympathetic or fully sympathetic character in Network.
Yeah, because
You
everybody
have
else is
some
terrible.
demons that are nominated here.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
mean, I find sympathy really in all of them, but I think for the general public or people watching this, like you can't help but feel for her, I think, and what she's gone through in her marriage. But and I'm a huge fan of Network, as we've already established, but my hot take has always been this would not have been one of my wins for it.
Also, I like to throw out Sybil Shepherd for Taxi Driver.
Love her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm in.
I
very
think that
Are we
that
going to
perform-
play with Bernadette Peters here or no?
Oh, we could.
Well,
Percent.
who are we
Always down to
eliminating?
play
I
for
don't think we've
Bernadette Peters.
figured that out yet. Like,
I think Beatrice Straight and Lee Grant. That's
okay,
Those
I felt
are.
like it. I just wanted confirmation before
Yeah,
we
I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
talk more about that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
okay
I
with
would
that.
not touch anyone else.
Yeah,
Jane
Jane Alexander.
Alexander's perfect.
She's
Oh.
great.
I love-
Piper Laurie.
love-
I think we're all
Foster's incredible, and Piper.
She
Laurie.
could have also done Beatrice Straight's part and absolutely killed it and maybe won. I don't know.
Beatrice Straight would have been really good as Naiad's roommate, though.
Oh my god.
As Bonnie. There you go.
Piper Laurie could have been Naiad.
Piper Laurie could have been everything.
Yeah. Give her every role.
Every role.
Okay. Who the hell are we throwing in here, please?
This fan casting is
This is some wild stuff on this episode.
There is another name from Network that I really like, and that's Marlene Warfield.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one. I know that this performance has been labeled as like lead in some places. I feel like it's supporting, but whatever category we decide, I just really want her in, and that's Rita Moreno in the Ritz.
Okay.
I
was
knew
going
that
to
was
say,
coming.
like
She was on my
should
lead
be-
list
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's really thin too. But I think that
She
that
feels supporting to
fits.
me, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt supporting to me, but whatever category, I just really want her in.
Yeah, same. But it's so hard to tell which category she's in.
My allegiance has limits. I haven't seen it.
I think
Okay.
she was run lead at the time.
Yeah,
What
she
was,
was.
what was her Globe
I feel like
nomination
on
was the lead,
Broadway it
right?
was
Yeah, she
was
was
Globe.
running lead, but
Yeah.
You can change
is that because
But we
she's
can
just the
change
most
it.
high
We've
profile
changed
female
stuff
in
before.
the movie?
Probably.
No.
Yeah.
We've done changes here plenty of times. Okay. Well, that's the thing, Josh. Do you want to run her in lead or do you want to run her here?
I want to run her in whatever category is going to get more
Get
support.
her in. So
Okay.
we're gonna go fraud.
Okay. Well, I mean, like we said, I mean, if you want to look
It's
ahead
not
to
a very
actors-
robust category. I think doing that is completely valid. To be
Well, I
honest.
also
if
think
it is on the, if it is
Either
on the
one.
edge,
But what Sophia said earlier, I totally agree with. I think that Best Actress is it's
Like
rough in
my
terms of
long
the
list
placement.
for best actress is not long. It's a short
no,
list.
neither.
It's a
No,
short-
it's
No.
not again.
Same
I'm
for this
in,
category,
I
too,
cannot
honestly.
believe how
Yeah,
done
it's-
dirty women were in this year in
Yeah.
film.
as an
I'm
ally.
fine with pushing her lead because I actually feel like we threw out a lot of names in supporting actress. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I think aiming for Marino in lead would be great just
Okay.
as a part of a lead lineup
yeah,
for her.
I'm fine with that.
Specifically.
Yeah. I just want
Yeah.
her considered because I think she is
Mhm.
so fucking
She's
funny in that
fantastic.
movie.
Yeah.
She's so
I
good.
love her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So who are we picking in this category? We have 2 spots. What's the consensus here, folks?
Do we have one?
Do we have one? Seems like a lot
Keep
of
it the way it was.
I
Well,
would
we
personally
at least have to kick Lee Grant out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I
Lee
still think
and
those.
Beatrice, I think are both getting booed.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
both out. We just have to
Yeah.
figure out who's going
With the
in.
two. We
I
going.
think
love the Billy
Betty
Whitelaw.
Buckley
Sounds like
for
one
Carrie
Carrie
and
at
Billy
least.
Whitelaw for
Yeah.
the Omen, and we can have 3 performances
I'm
from a
in.
horror movie.
Oh,
I could absolutely fuck with that.
I was really
Those
in
two.
line for Sybil Shepherd in Taxi Driver.
Oh
I think
yeah,
she's
I do love her.
pretty fantastic in that movie.
Yes.
She's a little.
I
cutie.
may even like pick Nancy Allen instead of Betty Buckley for Carrie, honestly, if I'm being honest.
She's so mean.
so
Oh,
good.
she's so good at that. Yeah.
Okay,
As long as it's not Amy Irving, I'm good.
Oh.
let's do the 2 picks.
The true
Let's-
villain of Carrie is Amy Irving.
100%.
Dan,
100%.
Yeah.
give us 2 names and we'll go around the horn here, and that's the best way to probably do this to get a consensus.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So Nancy Allen for Carrie and yeah, what's her name from The Omen? Who we were talking about and I can't remember.
Billy Whitelaw.
Billy
Yeah.
Whitelaw, yes.
Yeah.
Sophia?
I'm gonna go Billy Whitelaw and Betty Buckley.
Okay. Jay?
Oh boy.
Do you need a second, buddy?
Yeah. Give me a
Billy
second.
Whitelaw BAFTA nominated, by the way.
Josh?
Incredible.
Billy Whitelaw and Betty Buckley.
Okay. Erik?
It's B&B time.
Okay.
Billy
Betty-
and Betty. Let's
Billy
go.
and Betty? Jay? I don't think it would
I
matter
don't
what we
know.
say at this point.
I'm gonna go. Amy.
Anyone
Irving
from
and
Bad
Nancy
News
Allen.
Bears?
Let's do it.
That
Let's
you-
go. Tatum O'Neal. Tatum O'Neal.
Amazing.
See?
Tatum O'Neal. Oh,
O'Neal
Tatum O'Neal for
Nickelodeon?
Bad News Bears.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Bad News
Yeah.
Bears.
Bad News Bears.
Oh,
That's fun.
That's
Mm.
that is fun.
I
She's
would
very
go.
good at
I
Bad
would
News
go.
She ices her elbow in a bucket of beer. It's
I would.
funny.
I would go Betty Whiteland and Sybil Shepherd. So I think based off of that, we're going Billy Whiteland and Betty Buckley.
Billy Whitelaw.
Billy Whitelaw, sorry, and Betty Buckley is what we're going with, along with Jane Alexander, Jodie Foster, and Piper Laurie. That's what we have.
Also
a-
category.
That's
Great
Mhm.
lineup now.
I love
My
it
God.
so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dan,
Yeah.
your winner.
Well, but great as this lineup is, my answer has not changed at all. It should have been Piper Laurie, and it still should have been Piper Laurie.
Okay, Sophia.
The answer for me has been Piper Laurie since I saw this movie when I was too young. I'm terrified of her and obsessed with her in this movie. I think it's a perfect over the top performance. I love every single choice she makes. I love that she thought it was a comedy when she read the script. And just
Iconic.
she made so many of the choices that we think of when we like think of that character that were not De Palma or Stephen King's creation. Like they were all her. So Piper Laurie.
Jay.
Yeah, my first words were actually Piper Laurie should have won the Oscar. So I'm going to go with her for supporting actress here.
Josh.
There are so many line readings of Piper Laurie that just live rent free in my mind. First sin was intercourse. Eve was weak. I can see your dirty pillows. They're all gonna laugh at you. Like
Just the way she says dirty pillows.
Yeah.
It's just so I can't.
like iconic doesn't even begin to describe Piper Laurie and Carrie. Like absolutely, she should be winning.
Erik.
The way that Piper Laurie plays Margaret White, like she's in Streetcar Named Desire or Sweet Bird of Youth. It
Yes.
is a breathy Tennessee Williams.
Mhm.
Yes.
It is incredible. She is. It's not even close. I love Jodie Foster, obviously. It's not even close.
We got a sweep.
Killed it.
There's no sweep. I would give it to Jodie Foster for Taxi Driver. I think that it's a pretty
Savage.
perfect performance. I think Piper Laurie is my second there in that category easily. I wouldn't give it to Strayed or, I mean, Lee Grant's no. And Jane Alexander, it's a good performance. It's not to the other two. I think that what Foster's doing in there, I think that's such a complicated character. I think also the mirroring of her with Sybil Shepherd in that movie and what those female characters represent in that is incredible work. But Piper Laurie, you can't get mad at that. That is an all-time performance. Should have won the Oscar. To Sophia's point, in a modern era, I think I think she wins, and I think that movie gets a lot more love even than what it got this year in '76. So Piper Laurie, our Oscar winner. Look at that. Sophia, Best Actor.
Okay. Best actor. I thought you were going to give me actress for a second. Best actor. Our winner was Peter Finch for Network. Our other nominees, we have Robert De Niro for Taxi Driver, Giancarlo Giannini for Seven Beauties, William Holden for Network, and Sylvester Stallone for Rocky.
Okay.
Wow.
Stallone out. Bye.
Adrian,
what are you talking about, man?
I'm just going to say that this performance was important to me growing up. I'm going to throw it out there.
Is it important for you now when you are grown up?
Okay.
No, not really.
Let's gauge.
Is
Sophia,
Rocky a
I
very
get it.
important person?
Oh,
get
like
it?
an
Thank
important,
you.
like an
In this
important
movie,
performance.
Especially
This
like
movie.
this movie, I get it.
Yeah.
I support you. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. I
Important
appreciate
enough-
that.
But not important enough to go to the White House for the Kennedy Center honors with them. Right?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, okay.
We're talking about 1976
Yes.
as Rocky Balboa.
It was kind of, just saying,
What's the enthusiasm for Seven Beauties amongst this crew?
I'm
Great
very
movie.
pro.
Good movie.
I love
Good
the
movie.
And
movie.
I am
from
very pro
Giannini.
as well.
Okay.
It's more in line with Lena Wertmuller though. But
I wouldn't eliminate him. I wouldn't eliminate De Niro.
we got a lot of Italians in this category.
That's honestly, we need to address that.
It's I knew you'd be the person to do that. I just wanted to tee it up for you.
There are a lot of alternatives. Is the thing with this category?
Yeah.
Well, that is the question. Is that there is a network question at hand here, for if an elimination, I think, is
There's
to
a
be made.
presidential question at hand here.
And so
But an elimination isn't happening for Network, so we can move on.
And
is
I'm
it?
very happy for that for y'all. I'm really happy that y'all have all agreed on
I
that.
love William Holden
in
in
spite
Network.
of in spite of me. I'm glad that y'all have agreed.
Jay,
on that.
I would, if we were to eliminate a performance, I would go with you on Finch. if we need to get rid of.
Okay, I will say my piece on network now. Just get it out of the way and say that I think if network has
Get it out of the
one
way.
problem, it is that it is relentlessly big, and it is just like inhales.
But that's the point.
I understand, but it everyone delivers their relentlessly exhalatory performances very well, but it's a style of performance that I find kind of exhausting, and the subtlety is the thing that I wish network had more of. Which it's not.
But like, look out the window and see what the world is going on right
that's
now.
fine.
Like,
but there are other movies like Network that I like a lot more than Network that even came out before Network and after Network.
Like what?
Ace in the Hole, Face in the Crowd.
Yeah, very subtle performances in Face of the Crowd.
No, but Face in the Crowd has inhales that are, in my opinion, deeper than the inhales that Finch does in. Finch is asked to do one thing in Network.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true.
At
I think
all.
Finch is a heartbreaking character. When he's screaming, that's part of it. Yes, like when he's on the air, that's a part of that character. But if you look at the moments that are when he's not on the air, when he's not
which are
that
eliminated after
character,
like 20 minutes.
that's not
Like,
true. He's there when he's staying with Max too, when he's wandering, when he's like there are parts of him that I feel that I think are different than just those loud on-air moments. But I also don't think that the point of the movie is to be subtle.
No, it absolutely is not. But I think if you want to say Face in the Crowd is not a subtle movie, which I completely agree with. If you want to talk about the difference in performance style, is that Andy Griffith was just some guy that they got off the side of the road, and Peter Finch is like the actor's actor, and I feel that acting in the performance in Network in ways that I don't feel in the Andy Griffith performance. For example, Network is a movie that is so profoundly acted that it grinds against me ever so slightly, despite the fact that the acting that is going on is incredibly proficient.
But I don't think you can say that about every performer in Network. Holden especially not.
No, I think Holden's the opposite of that, Jay.
As far as like being very acting.
I think he's not delivering a big performance in that movie to me. Holden is. It's much more of the grounded, level-headed one of the two.
Yeah.
I would actually say that less of Holden. I would say, I mean, I think the best performance in Network, which we haven't gotten to yet, is Dunaway. But
yeah,
I mean,
we haven't gotten there yet. That is a. It's just that performing.
Good. You didn't mess up there.
Performing that screenplay is just like, that screenplay is just so it's I mean it's.
Do you like Patty Chayefsky? I mean, like, just a general question.
In
not
general,
even attacking.
I have
like
mild aversion. Well,
okay.
more than most. I will say that. I'm like, brilliant, not my ideal style of writing, where it is loud and it is asking a lot of the performers to explicitly state things to the audience. It's not my ideal style of storytelling.
What did you think of Sean Penn in One Battle After Another?
With regards to his relationship,
I mean,
to
I think that feels very like in the world of satire to me, of like modern day satires. That feels very much like it could have come from something like this.
I will agree with you with that, but the problem is that is like an app that's a side dish. Network is all that to me, or more primarily that than something like, the fourth most important character.
My answer is pretty simple for this. I think if any film deserves to get 2 Best Actor nominees, it's not Network. That's it.
Or we have 2 movies with 2 nominations.
True, but I don't think
and then we have to really cut throats.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we have 0.
But I don't think Seven Beauties and I don't think De Niro is getting cut from.
Giannini in. Yeah, I would.
And so you're eliminating Stallone, which I assume. So if there is an elimination to be made, it would
Which is still tough
defaulting it.
because he's such a great example of absolutely perfect person for the role.
Yeah.
It's
almost like
I would
something
hope
that
so.
is
It's almost like he wrote it for himself.
Yeah.
I have
Coming to
Yes.
theaters later this year, we're going to find out how exactly he was cast in Rocky.
Yes. And then you have Holden, who this would really be, while not his final film, his like final bow as
more or
a
less. Yeah.
major actor.
Yes, I agree.
of course,
And I think Holden's
The
I
Omen
think
sequel the
Holden's
next
really
year or
Yeah.
a couple of years
Yes.
later, but still
With Lee Grant.
I think
with
Holden's
Lee
fantastic.
Grant.
We
Yeah,
don't-
they turned those
again, we also-
nominations around into Damien Omen too.
Yeah.
We don't have to eliminate. I'm just saying if that's where we do eliminate, that is where I lean, but others can lean differently.
So
obviously.
let's say this right off the top. If we're doing one President's Men, do we need both or
I think you do.
I think
See-
it's Redford.
Yeah,
See,
I
my
think
my
Redford,
take
yeah.
is
I
that
think it's just Redford.
Yeah,
I have
like
two. I have a duo from another film that you put in that isn't President's Men, and it's Falk and Cassavetes. But I know that's not
Oh,
gonna
that's really good.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Falk
that is
so
good, but who do you, I mean, who are you eliminating to make that happen?
He would
Look,
eliminate
if
Peter
we can
Finch.
compromise and pull.
It's not
one
a
from
weak
each.
category. That's the problem.
Yeah, like for me, it's
a
just like a
very good
easy-
category.
For me, it's just very easy to switch
Falk is such a
out
good
Liam
pick.
Holden with Robert Redford and call it a day, and that way all the films are represented, and I feel like at peace with that. But
Mm.
I know that
As a
there are
concept,
a lot more
I
options.
get it
A lot
as
more
a concept.
options.
Yeah.
But I do like William Holden. I actually do prefer
I do
him
too.
to Peter Finch,
Yeah, I do.
honestly.
Holden's my winner. Mm,
Spoiler alert.
If he's still there.
yeah, if he's still. I mean, from Network,
Yeah.
he's my favorite.
I'm not in favor of dropping Holden and obviously not Finch because I'm not mental.
Okay.
So we just getting rid of
And,
Stallone?
and
Is that where
Eric,
we're
I'm
at?
working on that, and that's something that you shouldn't call out in that way as explicitly as you just did on this podcast.
I
I don't even
I
think
would
I'm
be
supposed to say that
pro-
word anymore.
Robert Redford has to be here for me. I don't need Hoffman too from All the President's Men. I'm not like I don't. Redford is a tier above what I think Hoffman is doing in that.
I think
I
they're
think the
doing
more
In more
interesting-
than one way.
The more
I
interesting
know.
thing with
Agree.
Hoffman, more interesting thing with Hoffman is the switch up in the casting that he's playing the one who's a bit more charismatic.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's Redford has always been that one for me here, unsurprisingly.
But I mean, they're
I just think they're both
Woodward and
fantastic.
Bernstein.
Yeah.
They're not even like they
I
don't
know,
even
they're a pair.
exist apart from each other. It's
Yeah.
They're
so
also
crazy.
Mikey and Nicky.
Yeah, like
There's also Walter Matthau for Bad News Bears.
Well, yeah.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong on that. There's also Clint and Outlaw Josie Wills, which he's fantastic in.
John Wayne and the Shootist.
Yes. These are great
All right,
movies.
let's. All right,
I mean, he
let's-
is great in that film.
Come
I'm
on.
not gonna lie.
All right, so Stallone, we're all in agreement is going to get.
Yeah,
kicked out,
he's
right?
gone.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
That's one Italian down.
There's
Who's next?
we're on our
Don't
way.
make me the next Italian
We're
down.
on our way.
there's David Bowie in The Man Who Fell.
So,
I mean,
Who is-
yeah, I have him
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
There's-
is
Brilliant,
everyone's first choice one of the president's boys?
Boys.
One of
Oh,
the
yeah.
president's
The
men?
president's boys.
That's
That
All the
sounds.
President's Boys.
in this climate. I really think.
Yeah,
that
I
is
was
a
gonna say,
poor
Jay.
choice
That
of
that
words.
sounds.
Is that a group chat that you're in, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know we're on camera right now. So yeah. Anyway,
Oh my god. I
hate
mean,
being on
if I
podcasts
only
with
could
Josh.
pick, if I can only pick one performance, because we didn't eliminate anybody else, then it would be Robert Redford. But again, to Eric's point,
yeah.
it's Woodward and Bernstein. I rewatched that film again today. I think Hoffman does not get nearly enough of the credit in that film. I think he's fantastic, and I think that movie does not work without the two of them in it. And I think that they're both so fantastic in that movie, and they both have individualized moments as well as together that make that partnership last. And I mean, it is when you watch the beginning of that movie, it's that scene where Hoffman is taking his notes and he's punching it up, and in reference, like, I don't care that you did it, I just care that you do it right. And from that moment on, that movie flies because they.
That's like me as an editor.
All right, so who is if we're
Basically.
agreeing that Stallone is out, who is everyone's next choice? Who's your first pick for replacement?
Jay, who's yours?
Of the remaining four, you mean?
No. Like
Oh, sorry.
outside of the nominees, who
Who
should
are we
get
adding
in?
in?
Yeah, who would you
Who
put
are
in?
replacing Stallone with?
Yeah, who you replace Stallone with? Jay?
I mean, mine is Cassavetes, but I know it's not going to
Okay.
happen.
Josh. Well, don't be that way. You don't need to be that way. You've been enough of that today, please. Thank you.
Straight white
Josh.
men are underrepresented on this podcast, and I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, because you haven't had the rest of the world in the current administration that you voted for. All right, Josh.
Hey, we are pro DEI here, and that's why you're here, Jay.
He's going to call the Megyn Kelly show right after this.
Oh my God. We're not supposed to talk about politics.
I'm saying Robert Redford.
Okay, me too. Eric?
I'm saying Redford. I mean, Hoffman also had Marathon Man, so
Yeah,
what a
big
cool year for him.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Mhm. Yeah.
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 I
Dan?
would love both of them to be in, but Redford is just a little bit more.
Dan?
Also Redford.
Also, the fact that Robert Redford's never been nominated for Best Actor only one time in his
It was
career.
only once, yeah.
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 Sophia, you said it
Too
earlier,
handsome.
but it's yeah,
Redford.
Redford. It's the too handsome thing. It's the Harrison
Too
Ford
handsome.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're just gonna leave it like that?
I think so, because I don't think we can
Yeah.
get agreement on who else
Okay.
to drop.
That's
And
fine.
I just think we.
Finch,
I'm
De
okay with
Niro,
that.
Giannini,
Yeah.
Holden,
Boy,
Redford.
Giannini just like sneaking right in here.
I love it though.
But he's
I
good.
don't think
It's
so.
great. It's
He's
nothing
great.
he's
against
real
him.
good. Yeah.
He's
But
good.
he
It's a great
just
performance.
avoided most like bullets here.
He wasn't gonna. Nope. Sophia, your winner.
Come back to me.
Okay. Jay, your winner.
I just had a moment of crisis.
My favorite performance on this list is Giancarlo Giannini. I think that is like such a skillful, deft performance. That is a performance that you make one misstep and the movie just completely caves in on itself. And I don't think he does.
Okay. Josh Parr.
Man, I've gone back and forth a lot because I think there's just really good performances in this category. It's really difficult for me. And I think where I am going to go with now is Robert Redford. Because I do think about how he has to be this very controlled presence throughout that entire movie, but you still get the moments when he gets frustrated. And especially knowing Redford's own personality and presence within the culture, it's like this person that you want to follow, but you also don't know exactly where it's heading in that darkness. And I think he navigates it so well. It's kind of an unexpectedly complex performance from him that has layers that you really do need to be with, that exposes itself in a way that I think is pretty unique in his filmography. So a lot of good performances here. Really, any of them I think are great, but I do think I am swayed towards Redford now with him in the lineup.
Eric.
Well, as I just mentioned, the underrepresentation of straight male culture that exists on this podcast.
Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely, as an ally. I think I actually have to go with Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
This is something that really transcends all of the quotable lines into something just much scarier than, I don't know, not scarier than I think that it's been received, but it just is. It is like so many of these movies. This is 1976. We're in 2026. There is a level of how much has not changed with media or with culture or personalities. And I think it's such a great legacy. And him and Jodie Foster together are a pretty spectacular and unbeatable duo.
Yeah. Dan.
I'm can't believe this, but like I'm with Erik on this, and I can't believe that it's the two gay guys that are saying it should be De Niro in Taxi Driver.
He's great in the movie. Like he wasn't
Well,
my
he's
vote, but
great.
he's incredible. Yeah.
Well,
it's
I
one of
didn't
those
mention that
moments.
he's the person that I have based my life on.
Well, you didn't have to. It was obvious.
Yes,
Jay.
Oh,
it was
okay.
implied.
Yeah. I feel like that performance is one of those moments where you just sort of like feel screen acting change as you're watching it. That and Brando in Streetcar, and it honestly, there are probably some after that I'm just not thinking of right now, but it has that sort of rawness that you can't look away from and you can't deny. And as much as I like everything that Josh was saying about Redford, I was like sitting here going, yeah, yeah, he does do all that, and it's really fucking good. And it's just the De Niro's, it's a masterpiece, titanic performance.
Yeah.
I
I'm
get
going.
it. I do.
I'm going with this guy called Robert De Niro. For everything that Erik and Dan said, it is an iconic performance, one of the most complicated characters ever put to screen. And a couple of years ago, Sophia and I did a show where we talked about Taxi Driver on the whole, and just how that movie, taken by bro culture and as it's like Fight Club, in that movie is so
And American Psycho.
an American
all
Psycho, and
these-
it's critiquing
like,
those
this
things.
is about you guys.
But there's
you
much
idiots.
more
Mhm.
complexity to it
You ain't got to tell
that's
me.
that Scorsese's going for, and both sections of the film, the first and the second, and how Bickle is, what is a hero by the end of that? What is, who is he really? What is he? Where is his intentions? And I think De Niro, from the moment he was in Mean Streets to this, it is the building of one of the great partnerships in cinematic history between him and Scorsese. You don't get to Raging Bull or The King of Comedy or Cape Fear without this. And it was a bold, amazing performance that is still up there as De Niro's best work. It even shines. There are some moments in this film that you can still see even in his Killers of the Flower Moon performance with Scorsese. There's even like the moment in Goodfellas where he's telling Karen to go around the corner. There's the Bickle inside of him, that danger that lingers within De Niro that defined a generation of actors to want to get into this. And yeah, it's one of those where it's like, I understand at the time why it didn't win, because it's very, very, it's a lot to handle. But it's my winner. And it's one of those performances where it's like, it's kind of one of the characters of the year. So
Travis Bickle would be so popular as a streamer now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
there's
He would be looks maxing.
well, that's why I think
Well, he is fucking hot in this movie. That
Yeah,
must
he
be
is.
said.
that
This
is the
is his
danger.
hottest.
Ugh.
So there is also a little bit of that.
He's hot
Oh, is
in
this
Cape
hottest
Fear,
De
too.
Niro?
There's also
Yeah.
just
Oh
like
my
the,
God, and Cape
absolutely.
Fear. Oh.
He's hot in Midnight Run.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Great
Yes,
hair
yes.
in Midnight Run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So-
hot in The Intern.
yeah. Yes, he is.
Intern.
Yes, he is.
Let's just call it a
We
fact
love
of
him when he's
fact.
that dirty,
Yeah.
dirty grandpa.
Yeah.
Or is he the bad? Is he the bad grandpa or the dirty grandpa? I can never
It's-
remember.
He's dirty grandpa.
Dirty
Okay.
grandpa.
He's
bad,
dirty.
Knoxville's
bad
bad
is
grandpa.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Sophia,
Okay.
your pick.
I mean, this is a great lineup. What you guys were saying about De Niro, I think is true. He's so scary in that movie, but so real. Like I think we just, whether we know them in real life or just know them from the internet, there are a lot of people out there who, he's emulating, I think, in this role. Redford, some of the best on the phone acting, just impeccable. And having him here kind of threw me because I'm like, oh, like how do I not vote for Robert Redford, But I'm gonna stick with Holden. He's my winner here. One of my favorite performances from the 70s. I think that it's also it's such a cool late career turn from him and he's doing something different. I think that no one else in the movie is doing. And he is, I think, just with all of his scenes with the women in the movie, whether it's with Beatrice Straight or with Faye Dunaway, you can just, yeah, you feel him fading, but you also feel him like regaining or believing that he's regaining an old part of himself again. And I think he just does that so beautifully. So I'm gonna go with Holden.
He's almost
But De
like on
Niro's
the
the
other
winner.
side of Sunset Boulevard here, where he is
Yes,
now.
exactly.
He's
Oh,
now
that's good.
Norma
Yeah,
Desmond.
I like
He
that.
is.
I like that.
That's always how
I
I've
love
thought
that.
about it. It's like it's the
Yeah.
age flip.
I love
Yep.
William Holden.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is De Niro, but 4 people got
Wow.
the votes.
Look at that.
And you know who
And
didn't
none
get a
for
vote?
Finch.
None for Peter Finch. Almost like he
After-
could have been
after all
eliminated,
that.
and nobody would have
Good.
cared. You
Oh,
know,
that's not true.
Well, I don't think that's
It's-
true.
He would have been my number
Just
2.
kidding.
Like,
My goodness.
Josh Parham. It's that time.
Yeah, although
Best
I
act-
really do
best
feel like
actress,
Sophia
please.
should have done this one. but
It's okay. It's
You guys
okay.
want to share? You want to go back and forth?
No, it's okay,
Uh,
Josh.
yeah,
You
No,
got it.
read them at the same time.
Sophia, yeah, read them at the same time. Do it.
No,
Come
we're
on,
not
bring the
doing
chaos.
that. Okay.
Hold
You got it,
hands.
Josh.
Sophia can just read who won.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, all
Sophia,
right.
who
Yeah.
won Best Actress?
Faye Dunaway won Best Actress for Network.
Yes.
Josh, the
And
other nominees were.
Yeah, the other unfortunate people that had to go up against Faye Dunaway were Marie-Christine Barrault for Kuzan Kazin, Talia Shire for Rocky, Sissy Spacek for Carrie, and Liv Ullmann for Face to Face.
Gotta love the Liv Ullmann nomination. That's such a great nomination.
That's a good
The
nomination.
way that the two that are going to be out of here are so easy, it's not even funny. I think, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, who
It
do you
should
think?
be
Sissy
crystal
Spacek?
clear.
No, I'm just kidding.
Marie Christine.
Just kidding. I just wanted to see his face. I just wanted to see his
Marie,
face. No way.
Christine Barrault.
The French and the
nomination is,
Italian.
like,
Peace out.
baffling.
Bye.
Yeah.
Italian.
Out of here. We don't go for that here.
Nominated
I
for this.
feel bad for Talia Shire.
Why?
Get her outta
She
here.
sucks.
Yeah.
But
This is
the-
what I will
Karen
this is what I will
Rocky.
call a Louise Reiner level performance. She's asleep at the wheel
Wow.
in this movie.
Okay, that's high praise.
Although she gave one of the best disappointed loser reactions
That's
that
true.
we've ever had,
Mhm.
but
Oh,
that
yeah.
she thought she was going to win. High key hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Mhm.
So
But
who
her
are the
dad-
replacements, though, is my question, because I don't have a ton.
Rita Moreno.
We sent
For
me
the Ritz.
Moreno.
Moreno.
We
Yes.
just got Rita
100%.
I
Moreno.
haven't seen
so-
it, yeah, so I can't speak to it.
I'm sorry, but Barbara Harris in Freaky Friday.
Yes. I
Period.
have her too.
Yeah.
I mean, she also had, yeah. hmm
Those were the
She
two,
had- yeah.
honestly.
See, it's just
Mhm.
not. It's not a very.
I mean,
deep
if you wanna
roster.
just
If
do
those
that,
are the
we
two,
could-
do it. Boom. done.
No,
It's fine.
because there's, I think that's
Those
I
were
mean,
mine
Eric-
too.
Eric was
Yeah.
like, maybe actually open up the category. Oh, wait a minute.
I was
that's
gonna
all
be
it
like,
is, you know?
Jodie Foster.
You know what? Let's open it up for debate.
Jodie
wait.
Foster.
Obviously not Barbara Streisand, but
No.
Oh,
You
come
sure?
on. Let's get
No.
Babs
No.
in there.
Sure.
there's room for one Barbara here
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
with the correct spelling.
Yeah.
Dan, anybody else? Josh?
What? No, Lee Remick in the Omen? Anybody?
I mean,
Okay.
How was
Oh,
your
I
answer?
forgot to
I-
say Gregory Peck in The Omen.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely,
he's
definitely.
Yeah, he
Great.
should have been in the
Yeah.
conversation.
Another one who
Back
stayed
there.
fine for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly,
He's
as should
my
have
number
been
one most
Bizarra
important
for
person.
playing
Yeah.
Chinese bookie, but
Mm.
Jessica Lange and King Kong, anyone? No? Okay, moving on.
Mm.
No, that's where Grodin was supposed to come into play.
I
know,
Why
I'm
are you
sorry,
doing
but
her so dirty?
well, okay.
Mhm.
Grodin is so good in King Kong.
He's, yeah.
Have any of you guys?
When's he been bad, Jay?
Never ever. in
Hey,
his
thank you
life.
very much. That'll answer the question.
Have any of you guys on this podcast seen this Filipino film called Insiang?
No.
I have not.
Fantastic dual lead performances from the actresses.
I thought you were going to say Dua Lipa, and I'm like, what are
No,
you talking about, Dan?
In what time machine?
Now you've
Dua
piqued
Lipa,
my
not
interest.
even an apple in her mother's eye at that point. No. No, but the two lead female performances in that movie are absolutely incredible. It's about a young girl and her mother living in the slums of Manila, and the mother's young boyfriend moves in with them, and things start to go from bad to worse.
I think I can see where that's going.
It's not as
We've all lived
fish-tanky
that,
as
though,
you
so.
would think.
They end up writing a
but
song called
it's-
Houdini.
Anyway, the two of them are fantastic, and I figured no one else had seen it, so I wasn't going to bring them up. But for anyone who wants an underseen movie, In Siang, 1976.
Okay.
Nice.
Duly noted.
Julie noted. So where are we going? I mean, are we just going with Rita Moreno and Barbara Harris?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
I
I
think
would
so.
not be mad at that.
I love that.
Pretty clean.
All right. Rita
Barbara
Moreno.
Harris.
Barbara Harris.
Fucking
Barbara
killer
Harris.
performance.
Faye Dunaway. Sissy Spacek. The woman
Oh,
face to face. Those are
love
our nominees.
this
Josh,
group.
who's the winner?
Well, if I ever wanted Sophia to talk to me ever again, I would have to vote for Faye Dunaway, but I would do it anyway because she is very clearly the best in this category. I don't know what else there needs to be said and what else there is. Sophia will say it. So yeah, it's Faye Dunaway.
An S tier entry in the Best Actress category.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Faye Dunaway, one of the great performances. To Jay's point, not that there aren't other great performances inside Network, but this is the performance in Network. And the performance for her of her career and everything that's sort of built up in the 70s, when you think of Faye Dunaway, I mean, some people like Sophia would probably say like Supergirl. But
I mean, that's one
Hey.
of many. We have to.
Yeah.
but
Eric
this
knows.
is the performance I think everybody will remember her for. Erik, obviously Faye, yes.
I mean, yes, but I want to hold some space for Sissy Spacek here in
Yeah.
just
Yes.
an unbelievably raw performance.
Yeah. pretty
I
goddamn
think
great.
she's incredible. I'm just so glad that she was in here.
It's a weird movie to be nominated
Yeah.
for.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm glad that she
Yeah.
is an Oscar winner. If she hadn't been, I might kind of
Yeah.
consider it, but
She won for her Bound for Glory.
She did kind of win for that.
she
yeah.
she got a little biopic, and they're like, yay,
She
let's
should have
Didn't-
won
do
for In the
that.
Bedroom too.
Didn't we take
Yeah.
away the Oscar from her for that?
Yeah, because we gave it to Mary Tyler Moore.
That is correct. Also bringing up the
Yes,
Ordinary
it's
People
Jay's-
gave it to
Jay's-
Jay for that one.
Jay's favorite.
yes.
Yeah.
That
It's
was-
a good movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like Diana
Yeah.
Christensen, one of the best female characters of all time.
Mhm.
And yes, her dialogue is fantastic, but it's a one of one performance. I'm like, I wouldn't even want to see anybody else try it,
No.
like at all.
No.
And when you kind of feel a performance is like that, is a one of one, then the answer is pretty clear.
Thank you. Dan.
I literally everything that Erik said, I
Okay.
co-sign. If I feel better voting for Faye, knowing that Sissy Spacek eventually wins an Oscar, because like to God, she's so good in Carrie. You just instantly feel for her and your heart goes out to her the whole time. And when that turn happens, you're right there alongside her, like, yeah, get those bitches, Carrie. And it's incredible. But like again, I feel like with De Niro in Taxi Driver, like Dunaway in Network is just like an undeniable performance. It's one of the defining performances of the year, of the decade, of like probably the whole history of cinema. It just is.
Jay?
Yeah, Josh's words really spoke to me there because I'm over Sophia. I'm going with Sissy Spacek. I'm tired.
It's the
of
theme of the
kowtow-
episode. Might as well continue.
Kowtowing to Sophia's good taste. I'm going with Sissy Spacek. No, those are two like 10 out of 10s. Spacek, there's definitely a part of me that's like I want to be a little bit different, but it's a tie, and the tie goes to the one that everybody else didn't vote for. So I'll go with Sissy Spacek, who gives a once in a lifetime performance, just like only she could have given that performance. She at this stage in her career was just such a different natural presence on film that it gave her. That was like her differentiator at this point in her career, and it really showed in Carrie.
I mean,
If it
think
was
of all
any
the
other
version-
year, it would be her.
Yeah.
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 And if you think of
Yeah.
all the versions of Carrie that we've gotten since then, and
I try
none
not
of
to.
them,
I try not
Chloe
to.
Glaze
Grace
Moretz
Moretz knocked it out of the park.
Sure.
She,
Damn it.
yeah. I think we're good talking about this, right? Like, we're good. Nah, Sophia. Sophia,
if you
best-
wanna-
your vote.
Well, I also think Leave Omen is very good in Face to
Yes,
Face.
very
I think
good.
that
Yep.
is
Deserved
incredible
every
performance.
nomination she got and then
Yeah.
some.
I
Like,
don't love Face to Face compared to the rest of Bergman's filmography, but I think she's genuinely great. I think what makes Sissy Spacek perfect in Carrie is that she played it like a drama, took it very seriously, and we know Piper Laurie did not. And I think that clash between their styles is what makes it so great and what makes them work so well together. Also, fun fact, it was Jack Fisk's idea for Piper Laurie to wear her hair down because he and Sissy Spacek were already together at the time and he was on set. So fun little tidbit. But Faye Dunaway, my winner, obviously. This is my favorite Best Actress win of all time in the category's history. I think it's so rare that we get dangerous women, we get villainesses as winners. How often does that happen? Never. Like you can count on one hand, basically. And this is just a perfect marriage of actor and role. It's dialogue, yes, but it's just, I think she plays a woman whose soul is gone in such a great way. And if you want to hear me talk more about Faye Dunaway, I have on many other shows, including mine, but I was also on the Mixed Reviews podcast where we talked about her entire filmography. So definitely go listen to that. It's very fun. But Faye.
Faye Dunaway with the win. And now we're on to Best Director, or Best Directing, as it was called this year. Erik, can you read the nominees for us, please?
Yes. John G. Avildsen was the winner for Rocky. Sure.
Sure.
And the other nominees were Alan J. Pakula for All the President's Men, Ingmar Bergman for Face to Face, Sitting in the Mepper Network, Lena Vertmüller for Seven Beauties. So.
All right, so Alvinson is the lock. He's still winning. There's been like astoundingly we have said the word Rocky like twice, and it was only when reading nominees, and it was not to.
It's because I think there are better
maintain
movies
them.
in that franchise than the first one, and
Rocky stinks. Can we just say it?
And it's
Rocky
just-
stinks.
it's just
stink.
it's
I don't know if I
just
go
think
that
so.
far.
I don't think Rocky
Rocky
stinks.
is
I just think that it's.
mediocre.
I just think
You know
that
what Rocky
in terms of the
is?
caliber
Rocky
is up
is a
against
6 out of
everything
10.
else.
Rocky is
Wow.
a movie that set in stone a lot of things that have become tropes and cliches of every
Mhm.
sports movie following, and holding it responsible for like those same things feels a little disingenuous to me.
Yeah.
I feel like that it's like we can't hold those things against the movie when they were not the tropes they were now back then.
I don't even know that they weren't the tropes, but
It's also just a giant hit. It was made on
It was a huge hit,
$960,000 and it made $225 million.
Who cares? Who
It's a pretty
cares?
good movie, is what it is.
It's
I
like
think
one
it's
of
a
those.
fine movie, but it is like a film that does not have the same lasting impact, like at least to me, with a lot of these other movies. Like it's a good film, I enjoy it, but it quickly like disappears in my mind after I watch
Much
it.
more disposable than this.
Well, Josh, it has an
Yeah.
it has an impact that's been watered down by the franchiseification, and then it's been. I mean, then you have the Creed franchise that carries off of that, and for and continues whether or not you enjoy the nostalgia of those previous films. I mean, like to Jay's point, he thinks Creed, which is essentially like a redux of Rocky, is a better film than its original. Maybe it's because it's got more personality. Maybe it's because it's got that history. Maybe it's because it's from a better director, whatever, in the better screenplay, whatever the case may be. But
the one time Jay is woke,
you know,
picking Creed over Rocky.
I'm an ally.
But like, no, I think that to Sophia's kind of thesis at the beginning of this, there is this whole like, you know, there is this whole like the fact that, God damn it, Jay, there is this whole thing that this was the movie of the time, and this was what everybody was talking about, and it was the movie that everybody went to, and it swept everybody from its sentimentality. And yes, there were these fast, great masterpieces in Bound for Glory nominated against it, and yet the populist film won. The big not to say that those other films weren't popular.
Is this the best director conversation, or is it the best
picture
conversation?
director there too? I mean, like they kind of went back and forth. They didn't really split at the time.
All right, so that's the last time we're going to talk about Rocky. Alvinson is out. Who else are we? I assume we're keeping Pakula. I assume we're keeping Lumet.
I would get rid of Bergman.
I get rid of Bergman
as well.
I would get rid of Bergman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Those are the right. Everyone else stays.
Right.
And I think we have some pretty obvious additions here.
There's this
One.
guy called
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, that's.
I need Elaine May in there. Let me have my Elaine May.
Oh,
please.
Elaine May too. It's good.
Honestly, I want Nagisa Oshima in for In the Realm of the Senses, but that's not happening. I know.
There's Elaine May. There's De Palma. My next vote would be Elaine May.
Jay, I thought you were gonna pick your friend Roman Polanski for The Tenant.
I keep that behind closed doors.
Okay.
God, Isabella Johnny in The Tenant. Oh
Yeah.
my God, now I'm just remembering.
Those glasses.
Oh my God. It's so good.
I thought that movie was actually gonna maybe get brought up sooner. I'm a little
For
surprised.
me, are you
but-
surprised?
I mean, I was even looking. I was like,
Uh-huh.
maybe there's something like it. But
I
no,
like it.
Yeah,
I do too. But this
I like
is
it.
It's not. Yeah.
not in this year.
So if we're getting rid of Alvinson and Bergman, who is everyone's next vote? Is it?
Well, Scorsese.
Are we just going to say Scorsese
yeah.
is in? So who's everyone's
Yeah.
next vote, assuming Scorsese is in?
De Palma. I would actually have De Palma in.
I would go
over
Elaine
Scorsese
May.
for me, but
I also
this
like
will surprise
Nicholas
you, but
Roeg.
I would say De Palma.
Nicholas Roeg for
Yeah.
That's
The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Yeah, that. I mean,
That
he's
is a good
definitely
one. Yeah.
definitely on my list. Do people just not like Hal Ashby, or are we just like?
No, I
Don't
love
care
Hal
about
Ashby, but this is just
Bound
the
for
one
Glory.
movie of his.
This is the
Yeah,
one where
I
we
just don't
can
love.
pass.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
the walk the line. This is the
No, I'm a huge Hal Ashby fan, especially
Ashby's
his
a good
70s
director.
output.
Me
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
That Bound
no
for
one
Glory.
want to go to bat
that is
for
a movie.
Altman.
That
this
movie
year?
looks amazing. Bound for Glory is a gorgeous movie.
It looks.
It
beautiful,
is.
Yeah.
It's why I mean it won. Yeah,
But I would take everything else he's worked on this decade over.
That's
Bound for
fair.
Glory. Yeah.
yeah.
Anybody else that you guys would consider? Trying to look up just one to make sure that it counts.
This is sort of his conditioner.
I mean,
you would take
like you
this
said,
after shampoo.
Oh my god. Yeah, Nicholas Roeg was on my list. John Schlesinger.
This is Salt on Precinct 13 this year.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
it
is.
is.
Yep.
I would throw
It
John
is.
Carpenter in
I would
for
throw John Carpenter in
consideration.
there as
yeah.
well. I just can't believe you guys hate. I mean, I
It's a
know we
great
already
movie.
have one. I
Great
didn't
action
realize
movie.
that you guys think that one female filmmaker is too many.
I love
But
Elaine May.
I would put Elaine May in.
It's not my favorite Elaine May, but I would definitely consider her for a
love
nomination
Mikey and Nicky.
here. I know you do. When we talk
Is it De
about
Palma?
that.
Is that the?
I'm just saying,
consensus?
this is the only time you were ever going to get me to say
if it's between De
in the
Palma
lineup. So
if
I
it's
think it's-
between
maybe
De
take the
Palma
opportunity while
and
you can.
Elaine May, I would go.
I
Elaine May.
can co-sign to that.
I would say
I'd go
De
Elaine May.
Palma.
I'll throw Elaine May a vote. But
So
then we're
wow.
3 and 3.
We have
That's
these.
3 and 3.
Mm.
I support
mean,
women
Does
as
it
well,
make a
Jay.
difference? Is like if we were voting for like these two people, De Palma would actually be my first over Scorsese.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I know.
Put De Palma in then.
Well, then it would be De Palma
It would be De Palma
on the preferential.
by
Yeah.
default. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry,
But I
Sorry,
do like
Jay.
Mikey and
Sorry,
Nicky.
Jay.
I would put Elaine May over Scorsese.
Mikey and
if
Nicky, a
that
very
makes
good
a
movie.
difference.
What?
Very good movie.
Jay, are you serious?
Taxi Driver is not my Scorsese. Like, yeah, I think Mikey and Nicky is a better movie than Taxi Driver.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Oh, I
You're
love
your
Taxi
fucking
Mikey
mind.
Mikey and Nicky.
Today
very
you're
good
on
movie,
you're
but
on the kind of
what?
drugs that we would aspire to today.
Yeah.
Like I haven't no.
Like, I mean, are we? How
I like my movies
boring
coherent.
would this podcast
It took
be if we
forever
were
for
all
that
like,
movie to be
You
coherent.
know what? Taxi Driver. If we had a podcast where 6 people thought Taxi Driver was better than Mikey and Nicky, I think
That's
that would
a good
be
podcast.
Good-ass podcast.
Good podcast.
Elaine, Mikey and Nicky is better than Taxi Driver. Sorry.
Now it sounds like you're just saying that because you don't want it to be 6 people who like Taxi
Yeah.
Driver better.
No,
I know
like it.
performative behavior when I see it.
I don't like Taxi Driver that much, and I love Mikey and Nicky.
It's all right. I don't like Raging Bull that much. So
Fine. Yeah, I love Raging Bull.
yeah.
I think the
Driver,
direction in
not my
Taxi
Marty.
Driver, the direction in Taxi Driver is pretty
Yeah.
phenomenal, though. Like I think of
Yeah.
just
Yep.
That
Yeah.
is
Better
scene
than
when he's
better than
talking on
Raging
the-
Bull.
I mean,
talking on the phone and he pans and you just see that hallway. It just feels so lonely and heavy, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's quintessential Scorsese. I
Mikey
think.
and Nicky is one of those
Yeah.
where you're like, how exactly was this directed? You can see how Taxi Driver was directed. Mikey and Nicky is one where you're like, this might have been an accident. Which is
Man.
Sounds like a little bit of a backhanded compliment, honestly.
Yeah, I that doesn't make me like.
This feels
wanna
like
go to that
I feel like
side.
I'm in 1976 because
No,
this
yeah,
feels
but
like the
it's
type
going-
of
it's
fucking
going- it's
conversations
going
Martin
to Taxi.
Scorsese
It's
had
going
and
to
missed the
Taxi Driver.
nomination
Like,
for.
I know-
Good Lord.
Taxi Driver and Carrie.
Okay. Martin
Really interesting
Scorsese,
choices.
Brian De Palma, Sidney Lumet, Bakula. Who was the other one? I'm sorry.
Lee Nevertmüller,
Yeah,
the
thank you.
first woman ever nominated for Best Director.
And he didn't want to nominate two. He just said one, like Jay said, is good enough. Okay. Jay, who's your pick?
I'm gonna go Pakula. That movie I think that so transcends the material and becomes such a cinematic work when it could have been something so dry and homeworky feeling. I think that movie is so propulsive and exciting.
Josh.
So when I rewatched Taxi Driver, I really felt like, man, this is an incredible feat of directing. And I kind of forgot about it because it had been so long. And it's like, man, Scorsese just really on top of his game and diving into this very complex character study. And yeah, it was just incredible work. But then I rewatched Seven Beauties, which is a movie I had not seen in also a very long time, and was
great
blown away actually by like how wonderful that movie is directed too. And for some reason, I always remembered it being a good movie, but I did not remember the filmmaking to it and the way that it goes back and forth between those different time periods and how stylish it is. Like it really feels so kind of like revelatory, especially for the time. And I think at now she's going to get my vote. I did not expect that when I initially was going to do this deep dive, but rewatching that movie like gave me a whole new perspective on the filmmaking, and I would vote for her for best director. Yeah.
Great.
I love that, Josh.
Oh,
Dan.
Yeah. It's really hard because it's not my favorite of these movies, but I actually have to agree with Jay that I think what Bakula does with All the President's Men is really spectacular. That is material that should be so dry and feel like current events, like a news report or like homework or something, and it doesn't. It is so entertaining all the way through and really cinematic. Yeah, and he gets my vote. Pakula for All the President's Men.
Sophia.
That movie moves too. I know it might feel long to some people, but it flies by for me when you're watching. It's just like you're just sucked into it and the motion of it. So I came into this watch really of all of these movies thinking I was going to vote for Sidney Lumet for Network. Always has been my should have won, but I'm also going to go with Lena Wertmuller for Seven Beauties because I watched that for the first time for this. I had never seen it before, and I think of the group, it is the highest, she's the highest degree of difficulty and somehow clears it. And I was pretty floored by her direction here. So I'm going to give her my vote.
That is the biggest tightrope walk of a movie for sure.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
there's a 6 out of 10 All the President's Men that I could have made, but Seven Beauties is like it's either a 1 or a 9. It's that's a tough one.
Erik?
What an interesting development. I did not see this coming. And what I think is kind of interesting, and we'll probably talk more directly about it in Best Picture, is really how Network and All the President's Men don't simply coexist. They are completely intertwined
Mhm.
of the time. I can't even in an almost, Woodward and Bernstein kind of way, I can't really even think of one without the other because of what they represent for such a very small period of time. That being said, the way that I love the idea of Alina Wertmuller win, just alone for her being able to break through the Fellini wall with
Mhm.
the Academy, who was basically the only Italian that they knew. I am so on board with the idea of it, as well as the deserving quality of it. So I will also vote for Lena Wertmuller.
That rules. That's awesome.
Wow.
And Jake can be happy.
Oh, wow. This puts
I
me in a
love
really
this.
tough position. Because it's like, could you just keep the game going, or do you just and
This
make
has
it a
been a
tie?
very quick podcast so far.
It
We can
has.
keep
You
it-
were
we can
winning a
really-
4-hour show. I'm Jay. I'm
stretch it
surprised.
out.
Jay, I'm
Stretch
actually
it out.
surprised you went with Bakula because I thought you were going to go with Wertmuller because you love Seven Beauties this week.
I do. I love Seven Beauties a lot, but I think what Pakula does with something that could be so traditional and still is to a certain extent, but I think that's an achievement, the way that he is able to kind of really give a vitality to that movie.
I agree with you, Jay. I
Yeah.
think that Bakula. Oh man, we've done a great job at rewarding Network and All the President's Men, and Erik's absolutely right. And
Been a
Pakula.
great day for the white guys so far. For sure.
It
But
is the 70s.
I will say though that like Pakula is usually the person that I say because I think that his work's been so undervalued. But when we talk about the great of the greats in the 70s, and his Paranoid, thriller trilogy here is one of the best. But then there's that great guy, Sidney Lumet, who is one of the greats of all time. And this is one of his masterpieces here. And when I rewatched Network, I watched the 4K that Criterion just released, and I thought it was just impeccable work. I didn't get to catch up and rewatch Seven Beauties, but I know that movie's wonderful. I'm gonna go with Sidney Lumet for Network, so then we don't have to have the tie, and that we can have this great inspired win stand, and I don't have to
Nice.
be in the way of
love
it
that.
because I am not mad at any of these winning. I wouldn't have been mad if De Palma or Scorsese won. I'm just glad that Rocky doesn't have it anymore. So we're
Can we talk about how like absolutely perfect this director lineup is? It's incredible.
It's really good.
Go us.
I mean, again,
Amen.
to Jay's point, I would. I mean,
Probably
Elaine
throw a
May,
second woman in there, but that's just me.
Yeah. But De Palma's. I mean, it's one of De Palma's great films. I'm not gonna.
Like I said, this is the only time you are ever going to get me to advocate for De Palma in a directing lineup. So take it while you have it.
You got to take that chance when it's there.
Mhm.
That brass ring shows up once.
Yeah.
Best Picture. The winner was Rocky. The other nominees were All the President's Men, Bound for Glory, Network, Taxi Driver. We can
So
replace.
we're getting rid of Rocky and
up to
Bound for
3.
Glory. Are we getting rid of another? I don't think so.
I will say,
to.
getting rid of Rocky does feel kind of crazy.
It does.
Like we can. It just feels.
good.
It does feel weird to me.
It feels good.
It feels a little mean spirited. It's not
Yeah.
Green Book, for Christ's sake.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
Right.
we've also replaced it pretty much in every category.
No, I
So-
know.
Sophia, off the
I
top of your
know
head,
we
can you name
have.
2 movies from this year that you like more than Rocky?
Yes,
Okay,
there are
done.
many more movies
Yeah.
I like than
I
Rocky.
can
but
name 10.
yeah. I think it's iconic. That's why I'm like, oh,
I
yeah,
think
guess
that in a
They have
lineup
the
of
Cutting it
statue
10,
will
quickly.
be there forever. The
I think in
statue's
like a
there.
lineup
You
of
don't
10,
have to worry
Sophia, it
about
would be easier to keep it rather than in this
Yeah.
lineup of 5 where we only have 3 to pick, and we're only eliminating 2 technically because there's no
That
way
makes
All the
sense.
President's Men, Network, and Taxi Driver, which are iconic films within their year as well. And we have other
I
retrospectives.
don't know,
to-
Jay. Do you want to kick out Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
I mean, I have 3 movies I like more than Taxi Driver from this year, but I know it's not going to get kicked out.
Thank you. It's not. I mean,
if it's completely up to personal preference, yeah, it's not my top 5. But I
and you would kick out
understand.
Network too. While you're at it.
Yeah, it's not in my top 5 of the year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that those are the 3 we are going, of all of us, for the most part, we're going to keep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rocky,
Yeah.
unless anybody, I mean, Sophia made a pitch for Rocky, but I don't think anybody's going to go
It's
and
not
stand
really
for it.
making a
That was a
pitch.
pretty
It just
half-hearted
feels
pitch.
weird. It just that it's. I don't
Yeah,
really even want it to be there. It's just like, oh, we're kicking out Rocky. More
Yeah,
of that.
It's, I mean,
There's been
I
some
think
little
that will
resistance
probably
to kicking
Yeah.
out Rocky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people listening will feel that as much as we already have kicked Rocky out, that we're being very film bro-y and performative with doing it. But no, Rocky is not a bad film. It represents certainly something very unique here.
Mhm.
It's a movie of its time.
And which is so much a part of,
Yeah.
I think, why it won and
Mhm.
why I think that All the President's Men and Network are so intertwined that while I completely do not believe in vote splitting, I do think the reason that Rocky won is because it just had a different group of people that wanted to find something a little more inspirational and positive
Adjustable.
in a period that was absolutely just cratering.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
Yeah.
And it is
It still has-
hard to
But
kick it
also
out
fuck
because we
Legacy.
do
I don't really care.
I mean, we do
Yeah.
like Stallone now so much.
I don't care about that. That
I
doesn't.
just don't think
Listen,
Rocky's
we
actually-
have
I'm not giving him an Oscar for Tulsa King.
listen,
We're
we've
just,
got
you
we've
know.
got 5 other
Maybe
Rocky
we
films
should.
and 3 Creed films to not that we could replace down the road and put
Yeah,
this
we've
franchise
still got
back on the
Rocky,
map.
Rocky 4.
Yeah, we got Rocky
Hey.
4, and he
Years.
solved, the Cold War with
Yes.
one punch. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we're getting rid of 2. So what are we replacing him with? Is Carrie the first
Carrie.
replacement? Okay.
Seven
Carrie.
Beauties.
7 Beauties.
Grey
I feel-
Gardens.
I was gonna say Seven Beauties.
Those are great.
Okay,
Those are
see,
2
the Great
Love
Gardens
Grey
thing,
Gardens,
it's
but, like-
75 though.
But isn't it US release 76?
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Because I took it off because I was going to have the Maisels
release
in
was
as my
in
director.
76.
This is a wrench thrown in very.
Oh
late here.
my God.
By the way,
Okay,
Harlan County.
we need to back
By the
up.
way, Harlan County, USA would also be something. to
winner.
That's
consider.
on my list.
Oh yeah, that's
That-
also
that
yeah.
would
Harlan
be-
County is on my list.
And we should have
Grey
also
Gardens.
considered Barbara Copeland for director as well, because that movie's an incredible documentary.
Yeah.
And documentaries are films.
Hey,
too.
there's a woman, Jay.
No,
There you
we're
go.
only allowed to have apparently we're
$1.
only allowed to have 1 woman in the best director lineup.
And Mikey and
Realized
Nicky
that
would
was
be
the
something I
stipulation. I was
consider
trying
as
to
well
advocate otherwise, but
for a picture.
who am I?
Grey Gardens is 76.
Yeah, it is 76.
God damn it. Well, you know what? Since I ruined that for myself.
Yeah, you really did.
Grey Gardens is 100% in here for me.
Okay.
I actually really do like that because I mean, apart from just being a great movie, I do sometimes want to resist us just doing the director lineup 5 for 5. I do like a little bit of variety there, and I think Grey Gardens would be a really good Best Picture nominee.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I don't particularly need to have Carrie in this lineup. That's not, I mean, I could honestly put both documentaries in there. I could put Grey Gardens and in Harlan County, USA. I could put in Mikey and Nicky, which I think would be great as well too.
Throw Jay a bone.
Throw Jay a bone in there. I think that would be great.
But do we want to is the question.
I think so. The guy's
we don't want him to get spurned and then, turn into Travis Bickle. So maybe
that's right. So. I mean, this is how we get Trump. Yes.
Maybe we should placate.
He does have the Christmas Adventurers outfits.
Wait, can he hear us right now?
Yeah, I think so. Sadly, I didn't mute him, unfortunately. So,
I mean, technically, we would be satiating him if we put 7 Beauties into the Best Picture lineup.
There's that as well.
He has been the
I don't need Jay satiated. That's a little more than I'm willing to do.
Satiate me.
See? Yeah.
I'm down there, Lockjaw. So
Lockjaw again.
No.
He's been invoked twice.
What are we thinking? I honestly I would consider Mikey and Nicky in Grey Gardens. Harlan County, USA is really great.
Is the consensus among the
I like the 2 docs. I think that's fun.
I like the 2 docs too. Yeah.
Jay, do you like those docs? Have you seen Harlan County, USA? Have you seen Grey Gardens?
I haven't seen Grey Gardens. I've seen Harlan County. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
I don't know.
Jay, what's your preference?
Jay would really go for Grey Gardens.
What's your preference?
Some
Beauties, Mikey and Nicky.
My next 2 would be Carrie and Mikey and Nicky.
Oh. Well, you don't. It didn't seem you were enthused about Carrie earlier.
I love Carrie.
Okay.
I gave Sissy Spacek my Best Actress.
That's true. Yeah. Well, but it also used. Okay. Well, that is true. That is true. Okay. So, what if we did Mikey and Nicky and Grey Gardens? Anyway, no. Okay. Dan's like, fuck that. No, that's.
I don't know where.
Dan's
that
face.
thought is.
Dan's like, no, not gonna happen.
That we have been having, but
I don't have any yay or nay for Mikey and Nicky. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I don't. Mikey and Nicky is just.
But I'm not saying that I wouldn't support it as an ally. I would support the idea of it. Yes.
This podcast has been so cursed, but it's also so honored to have so many allies today.
It's really something.
The performative nature of this show.
I will say this, and we haven't talked. I love when women direct films.
I never would have gathered that before.
As a husband of a woman,
now.
yes.
As a husband of a woman.
I just love it. And I think we need to do it more.
You're really like a man and wife kind of guy, aren't you?
I'm a wife guy for sure.
Like for wedding vows, it's man and wife.
I can't wait for that Zendaya Robert Pattinson movie. That's kind of my vibe.
Oh God. Oh wait.
Okay.
Get ready.
Get ready for that one, buddy.
What's that one called?
The drama.
The drama.
We're talking about it next week here at AwardsWatch. But we're not talking about it right now. We're trying to figure out what fucking films to put in this 5.
Right. We're right at Best Picture too.
What would people vote for? Let's just. I mean, I know we love talking about this, but maybe we should.
Yeah. Vote. Let's do just hard votes. Hard votes.
Erik, hard vote. Go.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Grey Garden, 7 Beauties.
Sophia.
Grey Gardens and Carrie.
Jay.
Mikey and Nicky and Carrie.
Okay. Dan.
7 Beauties and Harlan County, USA.
Okay. Josh.
Carrie and Grey Gardens.
Okay. Grey Gardens.
That matrix has gotten very complicated.
Mikey and Nicky. That's what I would go with.
All right.
I
So
think-
what are the numbers?
I
Sounds
think
like
Grey Gardens-
and
Yeah.
Three
Carrie.
Grey Gardens.
Grey Gardens and Carrie?
Carrie, I think. Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
Wow. I love that.
Jay,
Are
all
you
right with
okay with that, Jay? Just want to
Look,
make sure that you're okay.
I'm here to make sure that everyone else on this podcast is happy. And so I'm happy if y'all are happy.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
I mean, we can
when
also
the
do.
police come knocking on all of our doors, that's exactly what we're gonna tell them.
I mean, we can also do Seven Beauty. Like, I mean, what was the best picture? I mean, best
I
director
think
was
we have
Seven
it. I think we
Beauties.
have it.
and-
I think it's
So
Carrie
yeah.
and
Carrie.
Grey Gardens.
I think so too, and
Yeah, that's it.
everyone is happy because that's what matters.
Grey Gardens and Carrie with.
And I look on this screen right now, and I'm like, this is a happy bunch that I have in front of me right now.
You support women's wrongs.
I support women's wrongs and rights, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Grey Gardens, Carrie. All
I
the
love that Grey
President's
Gardens
Men.
is there.
All the President's Men, Network, and Taxi Driver.
That was something that was not on anyone's radar like 5 minutes ago.
Jay.
No, it was. I just screwed up the release date
Yes,
thing.
you
Otherwise,
did.
yeah, the Maisels would be in here. I'm sorry, but they would be here.
Jay, your best picture winner.
Oh, all the President's Men. That's all I got.
That's all you got? Nothing?
Yep.
Seemed really defeatist there.
No, it's a great film about great men.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna say it.
And all of them. All of them
The
that are
white man votes for the great film about great white
Yep.
men. Got that.
We don't get enough
that
of them.
tracks.
It's crazy these days.
Yeah.
I mean, what did what was that? What was that movie called? Oppenheimer. That was like the first great white man movie we'd gotten in years.
God, there's another joke I want to make.
Yeah, I know, Josh.
I'm
Let's
like-
just move on before he keeps going.
I can't do it.
Josh.
Yeah, I am voting for Network, which was, as I mentioned before, was a movie I was watching, and it's like, this was made 50 years ago, and they are literally talking about Saudi money involved in a corporate merger deal. It's like, oh, Jesus. And like, yeah, it is. I think the commentary is exceptional. I do like I get that the writing is theatrical to a certain point, but I think this is the world that the movie exists in. And I think those performances are very finely attuned to that. And yeah, Sidney Lumet is one of my favorite filmmakers. I've always loved his ability to really get the grounded nature of every movie that he made, even when it was a little bit theatrical. Yeah, I think Network is a movie that has endured throughout the decades for a reason and is the film that I would vote for Best Picture here.
Dan.
Network.
Okay.
One of the best American films ever made. Was then, still is.
Sophia.
I love All the President's Men so much, but it is just my runner-up here. I think that it is also remarkably relevant today when you think about how journalism and our institutions have completely crumbled. But what fascinates me about Network and just what always has and what always will, I think, is just how it is so forward thinking and future facing, and it has only become more relevant today. And I think when you think about going to the past and rewarding a film, ideally, it looks to the present, it looks forward. And also at the same time, I was thinking about how cool One Battle After Another's win was this year, and how, like, as a satire winning, what I think makes that movie great is also what makes Network great. And it's that the director is so worried for where we're going. And I always feel that when I watch Network. Like, Lumet and Chayefsky are so worried about the future and they want it to be better, but they also know where it's going at the same time. And I think that's a haunting feeling that really sticks with you when you're watching it. So Network for me.
Erik.
You know, unfortunately,
Oh.
All the President's Men feels like a quaint fairy tale now.
Right.
It's like,
No, it's like the
a world in
heroes.
which journalism could
Yeah.
bring down corruption in a presidency. Oh, what a world we
Yeah.
used to live in.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
The way that Veep at the time felt like this
Yeah.
could never happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, the introduction of Grey Gardens really kind of threw me off for a minute because in my heart, I really want to just be like Grey Gardens because that is one of my all-time favorite movies, period. And a few minutes ago, I said, fuck Legacy. Well, I'm going to retract that a little bit because obviously something like Grey Gardens has an incredible legacy as a documentary and the type of personality doc that it is. But my choice is Network for all the reasons that Sophia mentioned. And even if it was just a time capsule of the time, that is also a great reason to love and enjoy and have passion for a winner. But it does really hit in every possible way that it can. Unfortunately, I wish it was a time capsule, but it's not. It's today. So yeah.
My vote doesn't matter here because the winner has already happened. But I agree with Jay. The best film, my favorite film of 1976 is and has always been All the President's Men. It's a film that I got Jay to watch a couple of years ago for the first time. I think that while Network is a completely irrelevant film, and to Erik's point, these two movies are really lockstep from 50 years later of being tied to different forms of media and what they are saying about their time period, as well as also what they are saying about the future. I think, though, that what All the President's Men does is still something that, yes, we know the story of what happened with Watergate and how the story came to be, but this whole movie is rooting really against them in real time in terms of their editors, in terms of the government, in terms of every source. Like, they are doing everything they can to try to bend the rules, to try to find at least somebody to tell the truth. And in a time right now where that feels very, very, very precedent, I every year I watch this movie and I go, Jesus, it sucks that this is relevant. It absolutely sucks that this movie is relevant. It's these two great performances that as I love that we got Redford in, I will still go to bat and be like, Hoffman is that it just doesn't work without the two of them there. Robards is incredible. It has, to quote my co-host on Director Watch, he said it best on his latest rewatch and on Letterboxd. It has that lingering shot of the inauguration at the end, and they're at the desk just typing away. And we do not see, and to Dan's point on his Letterboxd review, Dan said that we could probably watch the 3-hour version of this where we continue this story and keep it going and going and going. But the point of this isn't really the celebration. It's the work. It's the work that we don't get to see that continues, and the fight goes on, and then it continues to the next time this shit happens, and the next time it happens, and the next time it happens. And it's still happening today. The discrediting of journalists. There's a moment in there where he's on the phone, where Redford's on the phone with somebody from one of the special counselors for the and he's just like, if we're going to talk like this, then we're not going to have a relationship anymore. And Redford goes, we don't have a relationship. and that's kind of weirdly, when I was watching, I was thinking about how White House press briefings go nowadays, where there is this absolute massive attack on asking a genuine question that tries to get just a small amount of information. And it is used as this cannon fodder of politicalization that divides us more and more. This movie is incredible. Pakula's masterpiece. It is once again another runner-up to Network from this group and from Rocky at the time in a lot of ways. but I think that it is it to me is the movie, one of the films that defines the 70s along with Network. Just for me, it would be a slight edge. And I also think, I mean, we Taxi Driver's in here as well. That is a movie, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think that movie's so complicated. And, and Grey Garden's a classic, one of a kind documentary. And then Carrie, I mean, it's a De Palma movie liked by so many that even Josh likes it. So that says a lot about this lineup. It's a great lineup of winners. Sophia, if you could do us the honor, if I think you remember most of them, if you can tell us, recap what our winners were that we announced today.
Of course. So original screenplay, we went with Network. Adapted screenplay, All the President's Men. Supporting actress, Piper Laurie from Carrie. Supporting actor, Jason Robards in All the President's Men. Best actor, we went with Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. Actress, Faye Dunaway in Network. Director, Lena Wertmuller for Seven Beauties. And Best Picture, Network. I love our winners.
These are great winners.
Good.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Good spread.
It's a good spread. Great
Nothing
episode.
For Rocky.
Nothing for Rocky.
And
Sorry.
then for you, Rocky Balboa.
Just like there will be at the 2027.
The Gretchen Wiener of this podcast.
Just like it'll be in 2027, nothing for Rocky. And if you know what movie I'm talking about,
Philadelphia listenership, so that we won't lose any listeners.
Exactly. People in Philadelphia will be rioting outside this podcast. Josh, tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet.
You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at JR Parham, and you can find my work at Next Best Picture and AwardsWatch.
Dan Bayer.
You can find me on Twitter at Dancin' Dan on Film, on Letterboxd and Blue Sky at Dancin' Dan, and my longer form writing at Next Best Picture and AwardsWatch.
Jay Ledbetter.
Letterboxd, Jay Ledbetter, writing over at the great website awardswatch.com. Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter, and see me on the street. Say what up.
You have a podcast that you ever co-host?
There is another podcast that I host on this very podcast feed called Director Watch that people are giving raves to. They love it. They can't stop talking about it.
That's true. They can't stop talking about it. Sophia.
And what's the alt-right podcast that you co-host that you want to plug?
Director.
The President's Boys. Yeah. That's
the President's Boys.
Yeah.
All the President's Boys.
All the President's Boys.
Coming soon.
I missed you, Jay, so much.
Oh my God. Sophia.
Josh.
Well, I forgot to say this earlier, but Jason Robards, it's interesting because he lost the Golden Globe and the BAFTA, but won the Oscar. So he's kind of like the Marcia Gay Harden of his time, you could say.
God. There it is. There it is.
Damn.
Love
and
it.
You can find me on Blue Sky and Letterboxd at Sophia Sim. You can find my podcast, Oscar Wilde, wherever you listen to podcasts, and my writing, reviews, interviews, and more podcasts at AwardsWatch.
Oh, poor Delroy. Erik.
Pretty sick burn. I love it.
It's
I love
great.
it. I love it.
I love
it. Yes. You can find me on Twitter at AwardsWatch Erik and AwardsWatch everywhere else. If you are looking for my Oscar predictions for next year, you are going to have to wait because I'm not starting those yet.
Thank you.
The
people that do that get
I've done it in the past, but yes. I do want a little
primate in primate.
I just want a little bit of information. A little bit. So
is that like writing, Jay, is that like writing a campaign piece for the dog and Good Boy?
What?
Anyway,
write it for Bubbles and Michael.
Yes, I'm already going to commission Jay to do that.
Drafts.
Yeah, I told you I want you to write the review of Michael from the POV of Bubbles. So
all the President's Boys are really excited for Michael.
First person, Yes. Anyway, that's Keep an eye out for Oscar predictions, but it's going to be during like the Cannes period at least.
Post can.
At least until we know that lineup, because then we got some fun things to work with.
And then we can talk about some real things. Otherwise, it's just
I don't want to just talk about Project Hail Mary. Like, no.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
Yeah, I know. So anyway,
apparently something about fist bumping in that bump.
I'm gonna let you leave that alone, please.
I haven't seen it yet.
I know.
No,
yeah.
No. Bump.
It's stop. Just stop it while you're ahead. Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky at Ryan McQuade 77. You can find all my work here at AwardsWatch.com. Like Jay said, Director Watch Thursday. The Tales of Hoffman. Our good friend Christina Yerling-Biro is on that episode. Really excited as we're getting towards the end of our Powell and Pressburger movie series. Going to be moving on to some other stuff that we're very excited about soon. iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews. Greatly appreciate it. While you're on the website, sign up for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all of our news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, all that sent to you all in one place. Next week, we will be back. Jay spoiled it. We will be talking about The Drama next week. A totally chill movie that is going to be like no one talking about it, and it's not going to, be controversial at all whatsoever. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you all next time.